Good day. Yes. All right. Good day, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 7. You all been waiting for this, I know. I'm sorry, but we're here now. I am your co-host, Cheezo5.
And I... Oh, go ahead. Tell me a little
go
more.
ahead. Go ahead.
I am your other co-host, other dad, Simply, and this is the Two Dads podcast live. Now available on iTunes and Google Play or whatever it's called. I don't even know what the app's called, but it's
called
on
Google Play, yeah.
on Android or so go throw it a like if you like what you see, like what you hear. Helps us out, helps other people to discover the podcast, So yeah, that's what's up. How you doing today, Cheese?
I'm doing great. I'm doing hot. It was a very busy day.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Yeah, dude, we're moving actually. Next week, we found an apartment.
Ooh.
We found an apartment a week ago, actually. It all happened really fast. Bigger apartment, extra bedroom, more space. And we decided...
This is a different one than the one that you were moving into. Like you were planning on to move into a different one, and this is a new one.
I guess so. I don't even remember, but yeah, it's a different one. My uncle found it like a week ago, and then they were like, "Oh, we have to move in April." I'm like, "Shit, okay." So everything happened fast. Signed contract yesterday. No, 2 days ago. On Monday it was. Mm-hmm. And then today I had to go back because there was some problem and we had to change the name, and I had to go back today. But now everything's settled. We're going to move soon. And now I'm here with you. I'm here with...
When are you moving? Do you know? Is it like within the next couple of days or like next week?
I mean, April 1st. So we have to be there by April 1st. And yeah, dude. So we're excited and ready.
Cool. Sweet.
How are you doing? Tell us
I'm
about you.
doing pretty good, man. Well, hey, we got the Big Simp Invitational.
Right.
70-star, the Big Simp 70-star Invitational going on. Just posted the bracket, posted the information for that today. You're racing Pope Squidward, so that should be a hard one for you. I wish you luck on that one. Yeah, that's what's been going on in my life. Doing music things, Not a whole lot of speedrunning, but doing stretching. Started doing my strengthening with my hands, so now my hands are getting nice and strong, and I'm a bop the fuck out of you, bitch. Sorry.
That's my dream. That's my dream. Simply getting world record. Can you just imagine that, dude? Punky would pop off for months. Okay, but no, seriously, Big Simp Invitational. I think this is such a good idea to have these tournaments going on all the time. Always keeping the community busy, and it's gonna make it more competitive, and more people are gonna wanna be a part of it. I think it's great.
It's gonna be lit, dude. Tuesday, Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. CST. Saturday, 12 to 2 p.m. CST on my channel. $500 for first place, $250 for second place, $125 for third place.
Right.
Sponsored by Anonymous.
Anonymous. The idea of their having prizes too is just, it's the first time that this has happened, I think, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick, dude. It's gonna be sick.
All right, so
I'm very excited.
So
you want to hear some news or what?
Dude, give me the news.
All right. Well, there's been some crazy stuff going on with Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. 6 days ago there was a 139 by Rang G, and then 4 days ago there was a 138 by Luminin. 5 hours ago there was a 137 by Mohida.
Wait, so how competitive is Getting Over It as a speed game? Is it really that up there?
Let's take a look. Speedrun Getting Over It. Let's see if speedrun.com comes up first. Damn. All right. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. How do you check how many people are playing? Let's see. There is 507 people with runs posted.
507.
It seems pretty decently competitive. Like the top 4 are all within seconds of each other. Like it goes 137, 138, 139, then 141, 144, 149. That game is actually a pretty dope speed run. I don't think it was like intended to be a speed run at all. It was just intended to be really hard, but things that are really hard also tend to be.
Yeah, people speedrun every game now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Our boy Mr. Llama got Necromancer world record in Diablo 2. I don't have the time right here, but that's exciting. Let's see what other stuff we got. Bloodborne, all bosses, 106.41 in-game time by Ivan. I think that's how you say his name.
I don't think we talked about Mr. Yama's 117 on the podcast yet. The fact that he beat his 90% saucer. Did we talk about it?
Yeah.
But either way, it's worth mentioning again, I guess. Mr. Lama, who was our second guest. Yeah, it was the
third.
It was the third. It was the third episode. He was the second guest that we had. The first one was Dickus Khan. Maybe be third.
Yeah.
Either way, he was a guest on the show, and he talked about 90% and Diablo 2, and he had that was a month ago or so, and the world record was a 119.21, something like that.
Something like that. Low 119.
Right,
and then grinding for it.
And then he pulls out 117 out of nowhere. Like, skip the 118, gets a 117.53.
God gamer.
Yeah, a few weeks ago, and that was huge.
Yeah, I think he'll probably bop it. He'll definitely bop it again at some point. It seems like him and what's his name? There's like one main competitor that he has. I forget his name.
I can't remember his name either.
but he's apparently very good, and they both think that time could go way lower. So we'll see how that comes along in the coming months. We got Super Mario World Zero Exit in 43.38 seconds by Seth Bling. I've never seen that run. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. 40. It can fit in a clip, dude. The whole world record fits.
I think I saw that. I saw that on YouTube. It was.
Wait. He bopped that actually. Sorry, that's old time. That was 3 days ago. And then on the same day, he got a 42.15.
Oh damn! Awesome.
Sick. But yeah, that's about what I got for news. I'm sure there's a lot of wonderful things happening. I wish we could just cover it all, but we have a very special guest today.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with the guest. So Nindiddeh is our guest today. He's pretty much a legend.
Prodigy.
Yeah, everyone knows him for his how do I put this? His competitive nature, I guess. He's arguably the most dedicated speedrunner when it comes to really getting in there. He picks up a game and his goal is just be as competitive.
Go to the top. He wants to get to the top. Doesn't want to settle for anything less.
He just wants to, he does hard strats. He goes in with practice, and he gets the job done. He gets really good really fast. And I think today, our topic today is about being competitive. And I think Nindiddeh is just a perfect type of person to talk to that about, because he's known for that. So yeah, we're gonna get all of his whole story and what it's like, his view on what it's like to have to be able to do these kind of pro strats and stuff, early on. What does it feel like, and how to know when to like push it to the next level, I guess. Okay, so
that sounds amazing. I can't wait. I cannot wait. My butt crack is bolstering.
So without any further ado, I would like to welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Nindiddeh. Welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing?
They're pretty good.
What's up, man?
You're looking pretty good.
Yeah, you look hot. All right, so give us a rundown. Who are you? Why are you here? What's going on?
What are you doing?
So I'm Nindiddeh, and I've been speedrunning since 2010. Doing ILs.
Really?
Yeah, I've been doing ILs. And I started doing like RTA in 2012 and got into Twitch in 2012, same year.
Oh wow,
that was long ago. Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like tassing during the time.
Okay.
Tassing Mario Kart Wii and tassing Monkey Ball.
Wait, what kind of ILs were you doing in 2010?
I was doing Donkey Kong Country and Monkey Ball.
Oh, okay.
That's where I got my name from.
What? Oh, the Diddy from Diddy Kong, I'm guessing?
Yeah, Nintendo, Diddy, and just the bet because that was a 10-year-old. I was trying to be cool.
Makes sense. Okay. I think it's pretty cool. It's still cool.
There's a lot of ambiguity because would you say it's Nindiddeh or Nindiddeh? What's your
Nindiddeh.
Nindiddeh. Okay.
I think it sounds better that way.
Nindiddeh, is that?
Nindiddeh. We're just gonna call you Nindiddeh because we can't help it. I think the whole chat. Okay, so you started in 2012. When did you get into the whole SMS vibe?
In like August 2014, around that.
2014?
And I wasn't really like, I didn't really like know how to like learn a speed game back then, so I just did it. I got into it because one of my monkey ball friends was like doing a race or something. I was like, dude, this is pretty cool. I like Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And I just
So
got
when you, or go ahead.
I was actually running 3D World before that and had world record in 3D World.
Really?
Really? Wow.
I had no idea about any of this. I only first heard of you from Sunshine. You're kind of
Mm-hmm.
blowing my mind right here. I didn't dig too deep in the history.
Yeah, I also had world record in monkey ball story mode.
Was that pretty competitive, or was it like?
It was pretty competitive between me, Jeff, Jekyll, and Peanut.
I remember watching Jeff do Monkey Ball before I started speedrunning. He used to do Monkey Ball. He was like one of the biggest speedrunners actually in those
He
times.
was. He's pretty big, dude. Now he's kind of like. Does he still stream? I don't
think
even know.
he does variety stuff
Yeah.
along with his
Yeah.
girlfriend. Monkey Ball. Yeah, Monkey Ball, has it died down, would you say, in terms of competitiveness, popularity since those days?
No, there's actually like a lot of Japanese runners playing.
Oh,
And back then there was absolutely like no Japanese runners, and now there's like 15 Japanese runners on the leaderboards. Like suddenly, I was like,
okay,
weird.
that's awesome.
Huh.
When I left Monkey Ball, I had the world record of 34:09, and now the world record's at 29:37.
Wow. I mean, it makes sense, yeah. Pretty much all the games that we run, the same
There's been
thing
like
happens.
there's been like a lot of pause strats being found.
Right. Okay.
Pause strats.
Yeah, you like pause on a frame and you just hold a direction to like bounce.
Oh, I've seen that. Actually. Yeah, I always see a lot of pausing. I never understood why, but I mean, I guess it makes sense now.
I mean, it's better to do some stuff unbuffered, but yeah,
Well, yeah, that's always better.
there's like some triple frame perfect tricks. So
Right. It's very similar to OTA, but I'm guessing Monkey Ball is in 60 FPS.
yeah, it's in 60 FPS.
Right. A lot harder. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds pretty tough.
So you started SMS in 2014. Almost the same as that time I started Mario 64. What was the world record back in August 2014?
I think it was 119.24 by Stelzig.
Right. I remember that too. Okay.
Wait, did you say 129?
119.
Oh, I was about to
So
say.
that was after GBS.
Right, of course. I remember that because my brother actually used to speedrun SMS in 2013 before GBS. By the way, GBS stands for Gelato Beach Skip. Gelato.
Yeah, Gelato Beach Skip.
Right, Gelato Beach Skip. Which saves like 10 minutes. It's a big time save. Basically skips almost the whole level. And my brother used to speedrun in 2013 before that, and the world record then was like a 130. And then that trick was found, and then world record went up to 120. Yeah, okay. So when you started SMS, what did it feel like getting into speedrunning? Did you feel competitive right away? Did you go right into it, or did you have like a slower pace start?
I didn't get right into it. It was actually just like a side game at first.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get into it until like 6 months later. I was like mainly like 3D World was my main game. I was actually like far ahead in 3D World as well. I had world record by like over a minute as well of second place.
That's awesome.
Like I did in Sunshine.
So like 6 months later, you started hitting it hard. Was it like you just dropped 3D World? You're like, all right, I'm about to go hard in SMS. What was the?
Yeah, I was bored of 3D World because I've been running for like 2 years. And, you just gotta move on eventually.
Would you say the same thing happened to SMS when you moved to Mario 64? You got kind of bored of SMS.
Kind of. I don't know. I just wanted variety, I guess.
That's always good. Okay. Okay, so you started getting more serious in SMS about 6 months later, and was your goal right away, you know, to get world record, to be one of the best? I mean, you already had those experiences with 3D Land and 3D World and stuff, so that makes sense. You already kind of custom having world records, I guess, or having that mindset, you would say.
Yeah. When I started running SMS, I made a promise that I would get world record in 2 years, and I got it in 10 months.
Right. Yeah, that was
Did that blow your mind at all?
Like for the first few months, I didn't even try. It was a side game for the first 6 months. So yeah, it just went hard for the other 4 months.
Okay.
That's crazy. 10 months, but including while it was a side game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, dude. That's why he's a legend. That's why this man is known for his his top level gameplay. Okay, so anything else you want to let us know about you and your background before we dig deep?
No, I don't think so.
I guess a question people want to know is, would you ever come to a GDQ? Well, were you at a GDQ?
Oh, I actually have something to add. When I was on the 119 grind, I actually was 1 frame away from 119 twice. Got a 120.00005 and 120.00004.
Oh my
Oh my
god,
god.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Were you salty?
Yeah, it's pretty salty back then. I didn't know how to control my anger and stuff.
Right.
I still get pretty mad, but I'm a lot better than I was back then. I used to like scream at the game.
I mean, I think that's a very common trait in most speedrunners.
Did that happen with Monkey Ball too? Monkey Ball and 3D World?
Yeah, probably. I was a lot younger, so.
Yeah.
Right.
How old are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 18.
So you started in 2010, so you were 10 when you started speedrunning.
That's crazy.
How did you stumble upon, like, did you find a video of speedrunning? You're like, all right, I want to give it a shot.
So my mom had an SNES and Donkey Kong Country, so I just like looked up Donkey Kong Country walkthrough, and like I saw like some speed runs. And I was like, I clicked on it. I just thought it was like completely the level, and it was just pretty fast. So I was like, hey, this is cool. I want to do the same thing. So I got my webcam and started YouTube.
That's awesome.
Oh, so you didn't do, well, I guess Twitch wasn't around then, so you're
Twitch was
YouTube speedrunner. Did you go on SDA at all?
SDA, no.
Okay, so you just kind of did it on your own thing. You didn't really... I mean, you were quite young too. I guess you didn't really care about that. You just want to experience the whole speedrunning idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, like
go ahead.
back then I used to like post videos every day. It's just like I did one attempt and then just uploaded it.
Right.
Like I didn't really like try hard for it. So yeah.
Okay.
Now I would just like try to like get it frame perfect if it's an IL. So
Come a long way.
I'm a perfectionist now, kind of.
Right. No, I mean, I have the same ideology, I guess. I feel the same way. As when you know, I don't know. Some people have it more than others, I guess. You're more of a perfectionist. You want to be the best. You want to get everything perfect. And speedrunning is a great way to really exploit that, because it's all about getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I was gonna ask a question. All right, so back to when you were talking about not being able to control your anger and stuff. I mean, I had the same experiences when I started. I know Simply told me as well when he used to speedrun, there was like only one time where he threw his controller and broke it.
Oh, I threw my controller a lot, and there was times where I'd just drop it.
Right.
Like there was times where I'd raise it, like I'm about to throw it, and then I'd catch myself. I got really mad, dude. I got really mad at my.
I wouldn't imagine you to be like that, because like I watch you like lose runs and like Rainbow Ride, and you just like say nothing.
Right. No,
It's gotten a lot better.
exactly.
I've come a very long way.
You get better and better, and I was bad too. Every single run I would lose when I started running. It was the end of the world. I didn't know how to control myself. I didn't know. I thought I could never do another run again, and now it's just like, oh, okay. Well, I lost a run. Not like I haven't lost 10,000. So now you're used
pretty
to
much.
it. Must I just add? Go ahead.
I'm actually big on watching self-improvement videos, like learning how to like meditate and stuff.
Really?
Okay.
It's like,
Simply's
have you
into
got-
that too.
Yeah. So do you meditate then, like daily?
not daily. I used to meditate like daily, but I just kind of stopped.
It's hard. It's kind of hard to keep it going. It's like it's not very, you know, what's the word? Interactive. It's not like there's a lot of stuff going on. It's kind of boring. And you do it and you don't feel any different, really. Like it's a very small, very subtle change that kind of comes over time. But it's pretty good. It can be pretty helpful.
I have I mean, there've been so many occasions where I think about meditation, and Simply himself has told me about it so much, and I always say, God, I gotta try it. I have to try it out. And I did it a few times, but I would just, it's hard. Yeah, dude. I think it's really, really difficult.
Oh, and definitely. Like I kind of forgot. I've gotten so much better now about doing it. Like, but when I was starting, it feels pointless at first because it's so hard to keep thoughts out of your head or like calm yourself down.
Right.
Oh,
That
yeah,
it feels like it's not even worth doing.
I'm an overthinker. Like
Yeah.
like when I do my homework, like I just like overthink the problem, like all the time.
In what sense? Like, give us an example.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a physics problem, I just like just do like extra work, like just like my brain goes like in a completely different direction.
So like unnecessary amount of work where it just kind of wastes time, kind of thing.
Kind of like that, and like I'm doing like the completely wrong thing, and like I'm just like basically being creative, like being wrong in a creative way.
But you still think that you learn stuff from being an overthinker? Like you go on and on, but you still felt like you learned from it.
Yeah, I kind of learned from it. Yeah.
Okay. I just think that you're a creative type person. You think your own way, and like you could potentially do or come up with things that other people won't or can't. That's pretty good.
That's very apparent in the way that you've tackled Mario
Speedrunning,
64
right?
or
Yeah.
speedrunning in general. I don't know how you. I know with SMS you took it a little bit more casually or like it was the side thing, but you want to talk about getting into Mario 64 and like how all your experiences in the past kind of built up and like how you went into thinking it, because you went in and you all right off the bat you're like going after all these hard strats. So tell us about your thoughts, your philosophy.
So when I started SM64, I didn't start speedrunning the game until 2 months after I started. I just like did practice. I used a spreadsheet to get as many times as I could and try to get as close to the best time possible. And if my time sucked, I just did a side-by-side comparison, see where I sucked, and I just did the IO over again with the new knowledge that I had and try to get closer to the world record on each IO.
Yeah, I remember that you went off and practiced for a long time. And I kept wondering why your PB was so high, but your skill level was so much better than the PB. But yeah, there's a lot of runners now that they like practicing and getting the spreadsheet times instead of doing lots of RTA.
Yeah, I feel like it's better because you actually have like a timer going, and like it's just I don't know.
Right. It's fun. I mean, Mario 64 practice is really fun to just grind practice and grind stars. So I know the feeling.
You can get lost in the sauce, dude.
Right, dude.
Trying to get that 0.1, 0.2 seconds. You know you can get it. Got to get it.
It's too bad Simply's hand would break if he did that.
Yeah, and you just have to like watch the intro over again.
Right.
So, yeah. Try not to do that with IOs.
All right. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, well, you still have the SMS 90% world record,
Yeah, I still do.
right? And you haven't run the game. You haven't run the game in how long?
I haven't ran the game since August, but I picked the game back in October for like 3 days, and then like the seizure stuff. Like,
Right.
We'll get into that later, or
Okay. So you got the last world record in August, more or less.
no, my last world record was in May 2017.
Wow. So the world record is almost stood for a year, and you haven't
Yes.
played the game in a year. You haven't speedrun the game in a year, and you still have the world record.
Mhm.
And has anyone come close to beating your world record since then?
Leviton.
Who?
Leviton, he's a Japanese runner, and
Oh,
he's been actually like grinding the game hard, but he's a more consistent runner. He's not like me that goes for all the fastest strats and stuff.
Okay.
He just goes for consistency. Like he's always really close to some of the best. Like his consistency is crazy, but
despite the RNG factor in 90%.
huh?
Like there's a lot of RNG in SMS 90%, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of RNG.
But it still happens, like he still manages to get close to some of the best. That's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so well, I mean, you still have a record after a year. That's pretty crazy. That just shows again, like the high level gameplay you have compared to others, I guess.
The God gamer status.
Right.
But the real question that everybody's dying to know is when's 113? What's going on? Are you planning to hop back in? What you doing these days?
So my original plan was after I got like a good time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna practice 120 shines to get a sub 3. But
Ooh.
I actually gave up on that because the seizure stuff happened. And like after I was like my plan was after I got sub 3, I would just grind for 113. Like I could definitely get a 113. Like, I definitely could have got a 113 back then. I had a run in Noki 113 pace before, so it could have definitely happened. But could have definitely happened months ago. But yeah, I had to stop. I'm not happy with my PB right now, but
No one
yeah, I
ever
just
is.
had to stop. Yeah,
So-
but like,
Mhm.
yeah, it can improve it by like 50 seconds. Like it's just crazy.
Right.
Even though I'm so high on the leaderboards, it's just that I just dove so much into the game compared to others.
You went hard. So would you say you like pioneered some stuff that people are doing in SMS? Was there strats that no one was doing that you were like, all right, I'm gonna do it?
Yeah, definitely. I actually like looked at the tasks and stuff and like
Ooh.
picked up strats from that.
That's how
I do the same strats every single run, no matter how good the run is.
I mean,
That's a good way to do it.
That's a good mindset. Yeah, I mean, it just makes sense if you put so much time into strat and not doing a run. Then it's like, well, what's the point? You just gotta go all out, man. Because you could always do another run, you know. Once you have that mindset.
Yeah, like if you like don't do the same strats every run, like you don't like get like you just I don't know how to put this, but you just get less consistent, kind of. I don't know.
You don't get to that next level. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And the confidence. I feel like your confidence wouldn't be as high if you're changing your strats depending on the run because you're like, oh, it's a really good run.
Yeah, you shouldn't really go the easy way out because yeah,
I agree.
That's for losers.
to achieve your dreams, you have to go the hard way
I mean,
most of the time.
you're not wrong.
I agree. Got to go hard, dude. You got to dig. You got to want it. Got to have the sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mentioned a few times about the seizure problem and stuff. So we might as well get into it. Give us a run through on how this started, the whole seizures and all this stuff.
I remember one day I was playing SM64, practicing Sky, and my eye just started twitching. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop streaming now. So yeah.
What kind of twitching? Like how?
It was like twitching like crazy.
Really?
I don't know. So I just stopped streaming, and like 3 days later, I was playing Mario 64 again, and I got a burp real quick. I'm sorry.
Let it out, baby.
Thank you. That was perfect.
Just gotta let it out. Okay. So where was I? So after that, I twitched. Like a few days later, I just was playing Mario 64, and I just felt weird. So I just stopped playing, and I just went to my mom's room for some reason, and I was like, "Mom, I'm not feeling good." So I just like laid on her bed, and like I just started jerking, and then like
Wow.
then don't remember like much at all, and had to go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
At the hospital, like they did like nothing. I just laid there, and they just discharged me.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What did they tell you? Did they have
They just told me it's due to stress, but I don't believe it's due to stress. Like it happens every single time I'm on a computer video game or something. Even when I'm on the highway, like
Really?
it feels it. Because like you're like going fast, like stuff is like moving fast past you.
So
Sucks.
when you're in that situation, do you mind me asking, how does it feel? Like, what exactly do you feel? Do you feel sick to the stomach, or do you just get this like kind of headache kind of feeling, or?
Yeah, I just get this like weird feeling in my head.
Damn. Okay.
And you know it's coming. Is it like inevitable, or if you stop right there, what you're doing, then it'll go away?
I actually like know when it's gonna happen. Some people don't know when it happens. Like I could like feel like it feels like electricity going throughout your body. It's like really weird.
Wow.
One time I was like looking at my legs, and like I saw like my hairs moving. Like it was really interesting.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
What, like, was it actually moving, or like your vision was just distorted and it was?
No, they were actually moving, and like the area where I felt the electricity, like the hairs were moving at the same time.
Wow. I can't even imagine what that feels like. That's totally new to me.
It feels like I can't really explain it. It just feels like they explain it online as like pins and needles or
Right.
something.
Okay.
Mhm.
Right.
Kinda-
I mean, I know the feeling of when you know something like when something like that's gonna happen, because I have like history of I used to get like dizzy a lot when I was younger. Like I would wake up really dizzy, and I would know when it's happening, and I still know now. Like when I'm dreaming, and in the dream things happen, like things start spinning in my dream, or I start spinning, or if I'm in my dream and riding a bike, for example, and I start riding in circles really fast, I know that that's a sign that I'm starting to get dizzy. So when that happens, like I wake myself up. I don't know how I do it, but I wake myself up from the dream, and then sometimes I wake up dizzy, but I'm able to control it more because I like stopped it beforehand. It's really weird and complicated, but you know when stuff is gonna happen like that.
You know, I read that like gamers could control their dreams more than non-gamers. It's interesting.
Really?
I know
Probably why
Simply
wake up like that.
Simply
used to
has
be
a
able to
lot of
do that.
experience.
I used to be able to do that too, but now I haven't playing video games. I just haven't been able to do that when I dream. But I haven't
Right.
been remembering my dreams really. I used to like write my dreams down a lot
Oh,
because
really?
that really helps.
Dream journals. That's the shit.
Yeah. Simply knows a lot about that. Simply used to talk a lot about lucid dreaming and stuff.
I was really into that my freshman year. I was able to I started practicing or like training, I guess, to get lucid dreams, because there's things you can do to make them more likely, like reality checks throughout the day. You check to see if you're dreaming or not and things like that. But dream journals, I haven't really been keeping up with my dreams, but that you find that also helps. Like when I did a dream journal, I was able to remember every dream. Like when I was consistently writing my dreams down every day, I started remembering multiple dreams like vividly. Did you have that same kind of thing when you wrote down your dreams?
Yeah, same thing, but it went away now. That's why I forgot because I stopped writing them down.
That's really
Yeah.
interesting.
It's a little tedious, but it makes going to sleep more fun, which is a good thing because sometimes you don't really want to go to sleep. But if you're like, man, might have a lucid dream, might go fly around and fuck some bitches up.
Sleeping is always good. I always want to go to sleep. Okay.
Sleep's pretty good. I usually like take a nap, like when I get home from school,
Right.
like an hour.
No, me too.
Classic.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. Naps are like you go for an hour, did you say? An hour nap?
An hour.
And do you wake up feeling refreshed or do you wake up feeling like, oh, I want to go back to sleep?
It depends.
I always want to go back to sleep.
Yeah, every time I go for like a power nap, you know, it's supposed to power you up.
Impossible.
Wake up and I'm like,
I used to come home from school almost every day in high school, and I would take a nap, but it was always at least like 3 hours. I would sleep. I can never sleep only 1 or 2 hours and wake up and not go back to sleep. I'm
I usually
exhausted.
get my mom to wake me up. I would sleep 3 hours too. I
Right.
get them to wake me up and they wake me up. So yeah.
mom is the plug.
I used to do that same thing.
Dude, parents are pretty good about getting you up. They don't let you go back to sleep either. At least my mom. Like if I told her to get me up, she'd be like, get up, get out of bed, get out of the bed. That's really annoying, but then you get out and you're good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So back on the topic of seizures, is that like a recent thing or is that something that's you've dealt with your whole life?
That's a recent thing. Like it started in like around August.
Dang.
And
And it's still very much apparent. Like you told me before that you have your screen turned off right now. Just looking at screens.
I have my monitor turned off right now.
So the glasses you have on your head, is that part of like protecting you from light or the? Yeah, give us what are these glasses about?
I don't know. They just like help like with the like glare of the television, I guess.
Are they prescription or you saw them and you thought they would help?
They're not prescription.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not. I just wear them over my glasses.
Nice. Cool cat.
Everybody was waiting for that. Everyone was telling you to put the glasses on.
Yeah.
I also wear an eye patch because it's less likely for you to have a seizure because you can't see something out of one eye.
Right.
Really?
So less signals to the brain, I guess.
Yeah. Once that eye once you like start feeling weird, I just like switch eye patches, like switch sides like that.
Wow.
That's
It's kind of hard to play video games like that though.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Well, it's not almost impossible.
So you're able to speedrun and play video games competitively still, or is it a lot less possible than it used to be before this stuff started happening?
It's a lot less possible, but I've gotten pretty good at SMO. I could get a 104. My solo best is like 104.40. I mean a 103.30.
Ooh,
that's awesome.
Creeping up.
If I could like play more often, then like if I didn't have the seizure problem, I could probably have a record in that game. But yeah, this problem's like preventing me.
That's really unfortunate.
So was that like really frustrating to you, this problem? Is it something that you've been dealing, like obviously you're dealing with it, but how's it been, I guess?
I don't know. It's been worse lately, kind of. I haven't really been playing. Like, I've been only playing for like 30 minutes, and then I feel something and just stop.
Dang.
I did a stream recently for a 30-minute stream of just IWs.
Right.
Like, I have to like constantly do IWs to get back, and then I do runs for like 1 day, and then have to stop for like 4 days, and yeah, cycle.
Man, that's sad.
Ooh, Smelly Onion Man brought up something interesting. He says CBD is available without THC. It's hugely effective for seizures. I hope he knows. Have you ever tried toking on some grass? Does that help at all?
No, I tried coconut oil, but like that makes me really sick, so I
Oh.
stopped doing that.
Gotta try the grass, dude.
Yeah, I might have to try the grass, man. Might have to get some. Might have to get some gas.
Oh man.
I'd say it's worth a shot. I don't know. Well, wait. What state do you live in?
Mhm.
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah. That's close to
Nice.
Colpitts and could be Trump. So you met up with was it could be Trump you met up with in real life?
I never met with anyone online in real life ever.
Oh,
Really?
No one else ever saw my face until today.
right.
Craigasm.
This is the first time.
It's an honor for us. It's for this to be your face reveal spot.
So okay, I'm sure people have asked. I saw people asking earlier about Super Mario Sunshine. Super Mario Sunshine is what most people know you for. We'll jump back a little bit onto that game. I guess because we do this with all of our guests, we ask them to really explain like their main speed game. I guess the one that they're known for. So can you just give us a general rundown about SMS? What is the speedrun of Sunshine about? The usage of the flood in the game as opposed to other Mario games that don't have the water aspect of it. What is it like speedrunning a Mario game with the water aspect, and the difference between that and Mario 64, because you have first-hand experience with Mario 64 as well.
All right, so I like the flood mechanic. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do hover slides and stuff.
Right.
Hover slides are faster than just like spraying and diving. I see a lot of top runners spraying and diving, and it just frustrates me.
What exactly is a hover slide?
It's like when you hover and then press B and slide in the water.
As opposed to
right.
just straight
Okay.
diving?
Yeah, usually like they run and spray, and the water that they spray, they dive in that water, and then they do that. When they dive in the water, you slide really fast. So they spray, then dive instead of like going to the hover and hovering quickly, then diving. It's a bit faster.
Does the water spread far enough from the hover to work for the dive?
Yeah. Sometimes like you don't slide in the water, but that doesn't happen often. It's just
right. So I'm guessing it's kind of like because the hover slide initiates the dive quicker, I guess. So you're able to start going faster, quicker.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Also, there's GWKDs, which is pretty cool. They've been implemented in more places recently, like in Bianco 6, like the secret. You could just, when you're riding the block up, you could just do a GWK from that up. And
is it consistent?
Yes, consistent. You just press. I don't remember the order. I haven't played so long. You just press Y, A, and B quickly. Yeah, that's the order. And then you just wall kick the other way while you're in first-person mode.
Yeah, glitchy wall. It's funny. It's crazy how there are glitchy wall kicks in SMS and Mario 64, and they've both more consistent now, I guess, because there's also glitchy wall kicks in Mario 64 that people do as a consistent strat, which is crazy.
Yeah, but the ones in SM64 are like way harder than SMS. SMS is actually like pretty easy.
Okay, so I have a question that everyone asks. I think people would love to hear your opinion. What is the hardest speed game in Nindiddeh? Is it SMS or Mario 64? What are your thoughts?
I think Mario 64 is like the late game's like really hard for me. I always like lose a lot of time there.
Trust me, we know the feeling. Okay.
That's how it is, man. It just gets too. You get a little. Well, do you get nervous?
Yes, I get nervous.
You get very nervous, or you over time learned how to keep it low key.
When I haven't played a game for a long time and I'm on a really good run, I get very nervous. But once I like get more runs and get used to it, I get used to the nerfs, and sometimes they don't happen. I don't notice them sometimes. Like that's what happened with Sunshine. I've been playing the game so much that the nerves were just like not really there. You know, I was on a really good run.
I mean, I don't know. Nerves is something that I think will always have to deal with. You can never not get nervous. I mean, I still get nervous up to this day.
Yes, just automatic.
Yeah.
How's the late game for SMS compared to SM64?
Late game SMS is still pretty hard, but it's not as hard as SM64. Like in the last level is actually like the hardest. Like you do like double dives onto small platforms, and you could just dive right into the lava if you don't.
You're talking
time the dives.
about the Bowser level.
Yeah, the Bowser level, Corona.
Right. Yeah, I've seen tons of runs being lost there.
That level looks really hard.
Mhm.
Like, you guys close some big gaps.
Yeah.
So
And then you got to worry about the spikes.
right.
Spike.
So what do you say like Noki Bay is like the rainbow ride of SMS kind of thing? Is it like the hardest level, Noki Bay, in 80%?
I don't know what the hardest level is. I'm not sure. It's
Okay.
hard to decide.
I know
It's a hard question for
I
Mario
know the
too.
hardest
yeah.
level, like Corona, like I
Or
answered.
Mario.
I know Noki 6 is like the star of SMS that everyone talks about. It's like the
Yeah.
hardest secret by far.
There's been updates to it outside of the secret too. Like you go on the ropes instead of like do the wall kicks up to the shell.
Okay.
instead.
And did it make it harder?
Yeah, that makes it harder.
Oh, it always gets harder and harder.
It's the beauty of it.
Still got to do it. You got to get that God run eventually and be a minute ahead of the leaderboards.
So someone asked in chat, who's the fastest runner in SMS? Like, who do you think is the fastest or best player in SMS? Would you say that you're the best player in SMS?
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
The
Right in there.
Dude, stone cold.
Establishes
Dang.
staple right there, dude. Okay. So SMS is not as hard as Mario 64. It's funny you say that because every SMS run I've talked to has said the same thing that has played Mario. They always say Mario 64 is the hardest speed game. It's interesting. Bouncy Boy said that many times too. He says, I've heard him personally say that Mario 64 is like SMS doesn't touch Mario 64 in difficulty. I'm just like, wow, is it really that different? I'd really like to try the game at one point.
It's not crazy different, but there's definitely a difference,
Right.
in my opinion.
And the whole water factor, well, changes it. Makes it a whole different type of speed game, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for both of you.
Go in, dude.
So going into Mario 64, Nindiddeh, you were going for like basically the hardest strats. Am I right in saying that? Like you jumped kind of straight to the hard stuff.
Right. I just didn't do things like island hop and stuff.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think that is the way to go? Like that, like obviously that makes it very hard in the short term, right? You're going to probably be pretty low consistency because you're doing very hard strats and you haven't played the game very long. But in the long term, maybe it's the right move. Or do you think just learning like the basic movement, getting very good at that, and then slowly upgrading strats? I know you're clearly for the first option, but what's your thoughts on both of them?
I think learning the hardest strats first, like even if you like suck at the game, like just try them. And if you're like have no progress after like a day or two, just go to the next fastest strat.
Totally agree. That's the same ideology I had, or at least that I try to portray as well. I don't know about you, Sam, but I think I had the same idea when I started. I tried lots of hard stuff. Not nearly as apparent as Nindiddeh did it. Like Nindiddeh went harder than I did. But there were a lot of stuff when I started speedrunning, and people like I remember Gothic Logic and those guys personally telling me in stream, like, dude, you shouldn't do these strats. You know, why are you doing this? This is too hard. And then, you know, it ended up working out. So like, it could be a great advantage going for these kind of hard stuff in from the beginning. But like Nindiddeh said, you know, there's nothing wrong with trying it out. If you can't do it, then just do something easier. You know, it's not a big deal.
I guess it depends on really your frame of mind going in. Like, what would you say is your motivation in speedrunning? Do you want to be the best? Like, is that where you get your motivation from? Then did it?
Yeah, like I want to be the best, and like other people beating my times, and like if my time sucks for me, then that's the motivation. I want to improve it to be like the best as I can, like until I like don't feel like I could improve it. It'll take like a long time to improve, even if I have like world record by a lot. That's why I like continue to run after I got the 1:14.58.
Right. I mean, yeah, I guess the same thing. Well, it's like people expect you to always run too, I guess. And I guess that could be an additional motivation when people always ask you, hey, when are you going to get an next PBE? We want to see you run. I know that's something that also kind of pushes me to want to do more runs, is when I see other people really care about me doing runs. So even though I have world record now, you know, you still want to keep going because you know there's so much improvements.
Yeah, you know, something else that motivates me is like when I get people in my chat saying that they inspired them, like they got inspired by me.
Right. Yeah.
I get like really happy, and that just like makes my day and makes me perform better.
I have the same feeling. Yes, I like when it makes me the most proud when I see people say that they get inspired.
It's the best thing, dude, because that's like, it's like proof that you're adding value to the community. Like not only with your runs, but you're also adding another player or players. Like tens, maybe hundreds of people are coming just from your gameplay, and it's like how you keep the life blood fresh and hot.
Look, Syrup in chat says that you inspired him. What a good guy.
Yeah, Syrup's a really good SMS runner. Like right. I think if he like continued to run, he could have been like close to record. I don't know. He's really good at Pianta 6. He has the record there. He grinded it a lot. So yeah, shout outs to him.
That's awesome.
So SMS also has a leaderboard, I'm assuming then, like how SM64 does?
It doesn't have a like spreadsheet. Actually, it does have a spreadsheet, but when I was running, it didn't have a spreadsheet. Like for ILs and stuff, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But you guys have one now?
Yeah, we have one now.
I like the spreadsheet a lot. I feel like after the spreadsheet was created, that really stepped us up.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like it's a very... Go ahead.
Yeah, because like 90% of the Mario community, they focus on spreadsheet. It's all about beating the spreadsheet times and being competitive there.
90%? I thought it was like 92 last time I checked.
Yeah, 92.5, something like that.
You know, I actually just went for the ideal run. Like I try to get close to that instead of the spreadsheet time, because like there's some strats on the spreadsheet that I do in RTA that the spreadsheet doesn't. Like, so yeah, I just use the ideal run.
Right.
Dude, the ideal run has some goodies. I did that too for 120. The new SSL 100 inside the pyramid strat. That is a banging strat. Saves like 2 seconds, something like that. It's really hard, but you gotta do what you gotta do for the time save, babe.
Yeah.
Okay, so... God damn it. There was a question I had. We were talking about it and I can't remember. It was a good question. Ah, damn.
Flood.
No. Something to do with Mario 64. But anyway, okay, so... Anything else from SMS? Because I saw people talking about SMS again earlier. They were asking some questions that I can't remember. I can't remember the questions, dude. God damn it. Oh yes, that's what I wanted to mention. So Wilco in chat is another really good example. He also said when we were talking about Mario 64 versus SMS, Wilco said that by far Mario 64 is the hardest speed game he's ever ran, and I know he has like quite a lot of time in SMS as well. Experience. It's just crazy that everyone says that Mario 64 is a harder game.
It's the hardest game, dude. It's clear. We can say it with confidence.
Right. I don't know. I think we should. It kind of sucks that none of the top Mario 64 runners have tried SMS much. Have they? Are there like any top Mario 64 runners that have tried SMS?
I know Zaya tried it a little bit. He like got a 132 on his first run, but didn't do any more runs, and he did single shine back then.
Oh yes, no, I do remember that. Okay.
Honey was in on it too for a little bit. I
right.
think he did 20 shine, right?
Yeah, he had 20 shine record. Like that record was like actually insane at the time, but now that we improved a lot, the record is a few minutes better than that.
All right.
Is 20 shine pretty serious too? Is that like a pretty competitive category, or do people not really give much of a shit?
It used to be like really competitive. Now it's just like no runners.
Rip.
Other than like 2 Japanese runners that love the category. They just grind it and never do any percent.
Okay, so the categories are in Sunshine. 20 shine. What's the point of 20 shine? What's the idea behind it?
It's just to get 20 shines. It's just like it was just a race category originally, but people just loved the category and like they just actually wanted to grind for a good time. They actually made it a leaderboard category.
So what's the lowest or fastest category in Sunshine?
I don't know. 20. I wouldn't consider 20 shines a category. So
right.
Any percent.
Right. Okay.
Does 20 shines include the intro?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Which is pretty weird because I don't know why you wouldn't.
So they just have a blank file that's gone through the intro and got the first shine, or?
Yeah, they already had a race file with the first shine. Skip the whole intro.
So then they get 19 shines.
Yeah, they get 19 shines.
Wow.
Right.
Interesting.
Oh, that's a good example. Ouija. Yeah, Ouija does SMS as well, right? And he's pretty decent at it too.
Yeah, he recently lost the really good run. Like when he switched to SM64, he lost like a low 116 pace to Bowser. He got RNG by Goop, which is very rare, like 1 in 100.
Oh my god.
It was very unfortunate.
Okay.
He's one of those runners too that could be really good. He's a really good ILer as well. He did Pianta 6 and stuff. He has a Rico 2 record.
Ouija is prodigy, I think. He's only 14 years old and he's really, really good at 2 top speed games.
Yeah.
I actually trained him a lot because I saw that he has a lot of potential. Like I told him some strats and stuff where he can improve.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I do that with people like that I see have really good movement, or people who just like ask me and want to improve.
The guru.
I usually help them.
Sorry, I was... Go ahead, sorry.
Cat going ballistic right now.
Yeah. I'm getting very corrected very, very much. Sorry very much. I apologize. 15 years old we is. No, but that's great, dude. And did he look up to you? Did he go to you for help, or did you offer to help him when he started?
I don't know. It just
kind of happened.
I just gave him. I always give him suggestions when I see something bad.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Would you say that you have to be a good ILer, or do you think part of becoming great at the game is grinding out the ILs?
Yeah, that's part of being good at the game. because like it's just like getting every like little thing, every little part of the run you have to practice.
Yeah. So earlier you mentioned that you compared, like if your time was bad, I don't know if you were talking about SM64 or SMS. You said if your time wasn't where you wanted it to be, or you weren't sure what was going on, you did comparison videos, like you'd have side by side, right?
Yeah.
So did you do that? Did you do that a lot, or is that something that you just bust out every once in a while?
I do that every once in a while because I get like kind of lazy, but I should do that like all the time, but I get lazy
Yeah.
sometimes.
It is some work because you have to record your shit, set it up next to another thing, and then get them playing both at the same time. It's a little much, you know. It's that extra mile.
The extra mile.
That's awesome. It's all about going the extra mile, and that's what people love you for. That's what people can learn a lot from this episode. I think it's all about people who want to get that competitive mindset, but just don't know how.
Yeah.
Don't know where to start, at least, because the start is the hardest part. Once you get the feel for it, then from there it's just work and practice
And passion. You got to have the passion.
and confidence.
Are you a believer in passion, Nindiddeh?
I
Or do you
believe
think it's all about discipline?
both. You have to love the game too. Like you have to have motivation. Like if you don't have motivation and you just continue to keep playing, like you won't get that good. That's why like some people who grind like 10 hours a day, they don't get good. Like I know some people like that and they don't get good. Like they don't give themselves a break. They don't give their brain a break.
That's
they need a break.
Yeah, that's a really important point.
Interesting.
Because that happens a lot with speedrunners. A lot of they practice so much hours, and it just doesn't seem like they are getting anywhere. It's hard, but it happens, and we're not really sure why.
Yeah, I usually take a 10-minute break every hour.
Really?
If I'm not on a run, I try to.
Wow. Just walk around.
Yeah, I just walk around like I just like
Right.
go outside or something. And
I agree with that mindset.
That's a good idea.
Because I think what Dida does, and it's what I do too. I also take a break every half an hour to an hour when I practice. But when I am practicing, I put 100% of my energy into it. I go all out. So in that time that I am practicing, I'm really learning from it, and I'm actually getting better because I put all of my energy and focus into it. So you get tired faster, basically. So then after an hour, you take a 10-minute break and you recharge your mind, and then you can go back really hard again for another hour. But there are people, like you said, would practice hours and hours without a break, but they're so tired and they don't realize it because they don't take breaks. So they can't really focus and put the energy into practice, so they're not actually getting as better as fast.
Yeah. There's some people that actually don't want to break. They're just addicted to the game, so they just keep playing. So like, even if you like don't feel like you need a break, you have to take a break.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. I personally know of Mario runners that sometimes don't play anymore. That they would just play and play and play, and talk to friends while they're practicing, you know, and you could see that they're not putting the energy in, so they're not really getting anywhere. And then when they do runs and they can't PB, you know, they complain and they're like, I can't get better. I don't know what's happening. I'm playing the game every day, all day, but I can't get better. And it's like, well, you just kind of self-explained your problem. You know, you just said you're playing the game all day, but you're not getting better. That's the problem. You're playing the game, you're not practicing. You know, and I guess a lot of people just don't understand. But I mean, what can you do? You could only tell them or try to help them out.
I think talking to people while you're practicing could be a good thing because like when I was in SM64, I used to Discord with Drozdowski sometimes and do single star, like do spreadsheet stuff and just like talk about the game and improvement stuff.
Okay.
I think it's so helpful to have somebody to play with, What do you think?
Yeah.
I totally agree. Um, I mean, yeah, when me and Simply were playing and getting better, we used to talk 24/7 all the time. But I
Yeah.
guess, but yeah, we used to help each other. But I think when it comes to like when you're talking like 3 or 4 people at a time, then it becomes too chaotic. But if you have like that one person to like encourage you and you're encouraging them as well, then yeah, that could be really positive.
Yeah, it's good to just like seek help. Like that help desk that you're doing is like probably really helpful to others.
Simply
I
help
hope
desk
so.
every Wednesday.
Yeah, every Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. CST on my stream, I'm answering Mario questions. I'm answering speedrunning questions. Shit, I'm answering relationship questions. Whatever you need help with, baby, just come on over to the help desk.
Relationships concerning Mario questions.
Sure.
Sure.
Whatever,
Okay.
whatever you want to ask. Looking at gameplay, reviewing gameplay.
So
Yeah, I
like,
think. Oh, go ahead.
so like, there's like some people that like are just scared to ask. So like, don't be afraid to ask. Like that's like how you improve. And like if you don't ask, like you probably will get good at it.
Yeah. The most that would happen is that people just won't answer you. But yeah, it's sometimes they just forget, or I get a lot of messages sometimes, people asking me about the game, and sometimes I just forget. But I love when people ask me. I love to help people, and some people are afraid, I guess, to ask, but that they shouldn't be.
It
Asking
feels
is the best
good.
way.
It's like a really good feeling to be able to help somebody.
Exactly.
Like sometimes it's something so simple. It could be like a very small thing that you've already gone through this problem. You've already put hours in to figure out what it is. And somebody could just be hitting a wall, like struggling. And all it takes is one question and you're Gucci gang.
Yeah.
So reaching out to community I'd say that's definitely a huge part of stepping it up. Like you can be your own man if you want. You can be a hermit, be this guy who's like trying to figure it all out by himself, but it's unnecessary, I feel like. You got to reach out.
I agree.
It's a little scary at first, but there's some cool people on the internet, man. There's some weirdos, but a lot of help. You can find a lot of help.
There's a lot of weirdos. Let's be real.
We're one of them.
Right.
I actually still kind of hesitate to ask questions because I'm not really a good communicator.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing better with that. But, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it
You
doesn't
got
really
any
matter.
I still do it a lot though.
Right.
I still hesitate.
Okay.
To go back on that point about like people who play often, I'm trying to think of a word. Maybe not robot. Maybe robot's a good word. It's like mindlessly playing.
Mhm.
I definitely think speedrunning, it's not complicated, but you definitely should be thinking. Like thinking about what you're doing and thinking about why something's not working. You can grind a star out over and over without thinking and you will improve, but probably a lot slower than if you were like, okay, I'm messing up this one thing in particular. Let me run it back. Let me touch up some things, crank some cogs.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nindiddeh?
Yeah, I actually like, used to use a whiteboard to write down what I sucked at yesterday. And
Really?
do that. And yeah, once I just practiced it over and over until I felt comfortable with it, like completely comfortable. And then once I felt comfortable, I just went on to the next thing I sucked at and got good at that.
That's very
But
interesting.
it's just a cycle and comes back.
Well, that
So, go ahead.
that is totally introduces the whole like seriousness factor in speedrunning. It depends on how serious you take it. I know a lot of people where they say, "Damn, I want to get good at speedrunning. I don't know how people do it." Yet, they don't take it seriously. They don't really care that much. So, and they don't realize that you need to take it very seriously. It needs to be a daily thing for you to really get good, and people don't realize that. And like the fact, just you saying that you incorporate like whiteboards and stuff, writing down what you need to practice, stuff like that. That is like, that's what it takes. That's what it takes to become great, to get world records. You need to wake up thinking about what you need to practice. Write down stuff, what you're doing bad at. What you need to practice, what you need to improve. It needs to be like your main focus if you really want to get great.
And don't confuse taking it serious with like not being fun. Like I feel like at least when I hear, oh, you got to be serious, you got to take it serious, I think, okay, boring, like not very entertaining. But I mean,
No, of course not.
You should be having a blast. I feel like when you're playing your speed game,
you won't get if you're not having fun.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I guess it's
You'll just be stuck in bomb on battlefield or airstrip the whole day.
Right. I guess it's just a common thought process people go through. Like people grow up kind of thinking that everything you need to take seriously, it means that it's something that you're not doing, that you're doing that is not fun, or that you don't actually care about. No, of course not. You can totally do something that you're having a lot of fun with and you love, and take it seriously as well. It just makes it better. And that's why you're another good example, because the fact that you would use a whiteboard and stuff, I don't know if other speedrunners do that much, and that's just a great way. I didn't even think of doing something like that.
I like whiteboard's nice. I like physical, like having a physical thing. Like
exactly, yeah.
Keeping electronic. I do the same thing, but I'll do it with a notepad on my computer, and it feels less.
It's not the same.
Involved.
Yeah.
That's taking it to another level. I might have to steal your whiteboard idea, Nindiddeh. Bob, this cheese guy over here.
Yeah, when you're on electronic, like you have to like open folders and stuff. Yeah, it's like not right in front of you. Like it has to be like right in front of you, so you like are reminded like when you wake up where you sit near your whiteboard or something.
Agreed. It's funny. It's so funny you mentioned that, because when I was in high school and I used to do physics, I had a physics tutor that was really good, and he proposed the same exact idea. He told me that he kind of forced me to do it. He forced me to buy a whiteboard and have it next to my bed.
Just had a gun to your head. He's like, buy it now.
No, he forced me to buy the whiteboard and have it next to my bed. And I had to write down everything that I didn't understand or what I had to study. And every day I woke up, I would see the whiteboard. And that's basically like, it's like the same idea, it really helps.
I do the same thing for school too.
Right. It helps. It's like that physical, when you make it like a physical activity, it's like a whole other friggin', I don't know, dude, learning curve.
It's a whole other ball game, man.
Yeah, man.
It's some crazy shit.
It's crazy shit. I think it's awesome.
So you said something about being comfortable. And I feel like everybody kind of gets what that means. It's like, okay, you're ready to do it in a run. But for you personally, is it a feeling, or do you do like I guess in my case, I just try to see if I can do something 10 times in a row. Like if I can do it 10 times in a row, then I'm good.
Yeah. When I have like a little bit of a, if I don't have any doubt at all, then I'm good. Like if I have like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm consistent at it and I can move on to the next thing.
So it's like a feeling thing, you'd say?
And once the run proves it and you're feeling confident, then yeah, that's when you definitely can move on to the next thing.
So to make yourself feel like you have no doubt, do you like try to do full run-throughs of that part, and during the full run-through you just feel confident from the beginning to end, and then that's when you're like, okay, I'm good to go, I don't have any doubts at all?
Yeah, I just do it over and over.
Yeah, basically.
How about you, Cheese? What's your indicator? Do you do like a test? Like with the 10 tries 10 times in a row, or is it a feeling?
I don't do like the 10 tries, get it, 10 times in a row thing. Yeah, it's just a feeling. It's the same thing when I don't have a doubt. Debbie, especially now when I practice anything in the game, any star, and I don't feel any different. I know how to do the star already from practicing so much, and I would do it, and I would fail it a lot of times too when I'm just trying to be like optimal or whatever. But if I just feel like I have no doubt about the star, I just feel like, or I literally just tell myself, you know what, yeah, I got this star. And you just know, you just get the feeling where, yeah, it isn't, I don't need to practice anymore. And then you're ready.
Yeah. Sometimes you just like, you have to like take a break from the star if you're like not getting
as
any.
well. That helps.
Yeah, do you guys ever run into the thing where you do it too much and then you start like tripping yourself up because you're so invested in it? I don't know how to explain it, but there's been times where I'll practice a star so much that I start messing it up in a way.
Practice. You
Say
gotta
that
like,
again.
like it's like distributed practice. You have to like practice a little bit and then practice the other thing a little bit. Don't do too much
of one thing. Right.
All right. Now here's another question. There's a lot of different ways you can do practice and runs. It sounds like you're the kind of guy that likes to practice a little bit and then do runs every day. Like there's always a little bit of practice every day.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of way that you go about it?
Yeah, I practice every day. Like I practice for like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes before my run. Try to get something like 2-3 times in a row because I can't practice for like 2 hours or something. So I gotta make time for what I need to practice. Like gotta practice everything I need to before I start the run. I usually want to start runs right after practice so it's fresh in my mind and I do well on that part in the run. But I may not do well because practice takes time. So
Yeah.
I just gotta keep doing it.
And Cheese, I know you're usually the same kind of thing, a little bit of practice every day and then runs.
Yeah, I always practice 20-30 minutes before doing runs. I should mention though, I don't like streaming practice. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but if I'm just doing a lot of practice, I would never stream it. I hate streaming practice. It's mostly because of the fact that when I practice and I know I need to practice something, I don't like to, or I can't physically like interact a lot with chat or anybody because I want to put my focus into practice. And that's why I don't like to stream the practice. Because I know it would just be boring, I guess, because I won't be talking. I don't want to talk. I just want to focus on my practice. I don't know if you guys feel the same way.
I think it depends. Like if you want to get help from other top runners, like if you just like suck at something and you want them to point out where you are slow at, then that's when it's good to stream. When you just like want to learn something and you already, if you just want to like get faster and just
grind something out,
just grind something out, and then that's when you should do offline. I mean, I like to stream practice. I still do it a lot, but yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like neutral. I like practicing without streaming, but if I stream practice, I usually say something along the lines of I'm not going to be very interactive, or like there might be something on screen if I'm really trying to take it serious.
Right.
Or like what you can do is, and what Nindiddeh said earlier, is take a 10-minute break. When you take a 10-minute break, you can just talk to chat and just kind of chill there, not think about the game too much. But yeah.
I actually like practice with my chat closed sometimes.
I've noticed that. There's times where I'd go into your chat and I'd be, what up? And then be absolutely no response.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Rip.
Yeah, you would never. I remember that too.
Yeah, you get a similar feeling to like when you're not streaming, but it's not exactly the same, but it's similar. So yeah, so people could actually like watch your progress.
Right.
And it's good sometimes to stream your practice like that.
Wilco mentions in chat that he likes streaming practice and explaining what he's working on and where his mistakes are, like to his viewers, and it helps him figure out stuff like himself by explaining it out loud. I think Punky is a lot like that. Punky streams practice a lot too. He would stream like hours of practice and then do runs after too. And I think I've seen Punky do that. He would like talk about his practice, or like if he starts missing or something, he would talk about it and be like, "Oh, I didn't realize I was doing this wrong," whatever. I guess it's just individual, like it's an individual thing, whichever way you feel like you would improve. And I just tend to go the silent way. I like to just focus and practice and not talk. Okay, so I think we should talk more about Odyssey a bit, because we did lots of comparison between Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine. How about Odyssey? What are your thoughts on Odyssey compared to Mario Sunshine and Mario 64?
I think Odyssey is more technical than both of the games, but
Oh wow, really?
Really?
You think it's more
yeah,
technical
there's
than
like rolling, there's like roll cancels, there's like spin ground pounds, like
right?
it's actually crazy. Now there's like lots of new movement tech. Like
There's a lot more options, of course. You would say that.
there's a dedicated community to finding new strats.
And do you think it's kind of crazy that it's such a new speed game, yet there's such a dedicated community already and an established speedrun base for the game?
Yes, because it has like 1,700 runners already.
Right.
Yeah, dude, they're killing it.
And it's such a new game. So, in terms of difficulty that you've experienced so far in Odyssey, what do you think where do you think it lies in comparison to Mario 64 and SMS in terms of difficulty? And not only just like getting good, but like getting into the game, speedrunning wise, and everything.
I think it's like the easiest to get into because there's like a big community.
And it's a lot of options for strats and stuff.
Lots of options for strats. You could go easy. Like there's like the easiest strats and it's like really easy to get into the game. There's like really hard strats and it's like really, really hard to do
Right.
them because the game's so technical. Yeah.
Do they have a spreadsheet for Odyssey?
Yes. They have a ideal run for that too. It's like a 101.29
wow.
or something. And they do it with all the best gold splits from each runner, each top runner.
Does Zaya have the best sum of best still? Who has the best sum of best right now? Do you know?
My solo best is actually better than Zaya's since he hasn't played in like 2 months. The best solo best is Nitro. He is a 102. 48 or
Nitro's
something.
brilliant. He's a grind. So Zaya, do you know what Zaya's been doing for the past 2 months?
I have no idea. I saw him play Portal, but
Ooh.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Dude, I was pretty hype about Zaya going hard on Odyssey. It seemed like he was pretty into it, but I don't know if I haven't seen him streaming it a lot lately.
It seems like he just like takes way too many breaks. Like when he was playing SM64, like he would play for like a week and then take a
Yeah.
2-month break like every single time, and it makes me really upset because like he's like really good and his movement's insane. He had a lot of
Yeah.
potential. I see him.
I
They're
mean,
really good.
I think it also is after playing the game for 8 years, however long. It's really hard to play every day all the time. Like you yourself said, you know, you played the Monkey Ball and these games for 2 years, and you just want to move on to something else, you know.
Yeah, I haven't played Monkey Ball in like I don't know, like 3 years.
Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's hard to just keep playing that game for years and years all the time without taking breaks a lot.
Especially if there's more like games with larger community.
Exactly. And that's how I'm feeling with Mario 64 at the moment. It's like I can't physically play the game every day for months now. I get tired. I could play the game a month, but I have to take a break like after a month, you know, and then come back.
It's like the same state Punke's in too. Punke has talked about that. He talked about that on the podcast where he'd play for like a month and then take a break and then a whole lot of de-rusting going on.
Yeah.
When I'm in that situation, I try to learn more strats. Actually, like more like ridiculous strats, because it makes you. There's like more of a reason to play.
Exactly. It makes sense because you're learning new stuff.
Like you don't want your PB to be not updated with the newest strats. So
Precisely.
it's if there's like newer strats, then yeah, it's better to update.
So do you think, or would you say that it's always, how do I phrase this? Is it good to always be learning something? Like, do you
Yeah,
think you should
always learn
be
something.
working on at least one thing?
Always learn something, because if you do the same thing over and over, it just gets boring and like, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you kind of feel like you're plateauing in a way. Like if you aren't updating your strats, then eventually you get really good at them, and then it's going to be harder to see returns, and then it's like discouraging. But if you're learning new stuff, then it's exciting. You're like, oh, new stuff, and then you do it in the run, and then you save time. You get golds. It's like, oh, bringing life back,
Oh,
spring
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Right.
So yeah, if there's like more reason to play the game, then the more motivated you are,
Exactly.
basically.
Okay, so that's interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense when you said that Odyssey is like the easiest game to get into. That's probably why there's so 1,700 runs in it, because it's just an easy game to get into. That's why, yeah, everyone is doing it.
It's a really good length too. 1 hour flat.
Yeah.
That's like perfect length,
perfect.
I'd say.
Yeah, it's definitely perfect for me, because seizures and it's not
Right.
too long.
So can you do a run? You're so like when you're doing runs, do you basically just do like a 1 no reset and then that's about all you can do?
Sometimes it's like on rare occasions I could do a 3-hour stream,
Ooh.
but usually my streams are like an hour and a half, and then I just feel like shit and need to stop.
Okay.
Dang.
Well, go ahead. You have a question?
Well, no, I was gonna say, do you guys have any more points on being competitive or competition in speedrunning?
I think you should look at other people's strats, like not just the world record holder, just everyone's strats.
That's a good point.
That's what
I
I did
agree.
when I learned Zelda. I looked at like like 3 runners, and I basically watched 3 runners PBs, and the 3 runners were all of very different skill level, I guess. So I watched like top runners like ZFG. I watched his PB. Then I watched a runner that was like in between 10th, 15th place, around there. And then I watched another
Really?
runner who was like in a beginner level. And I watched like differences and kind of compared and tried. I tried hard strats first, and then easier ones, and then if I couldn't do the hard ones.
I don't really bother with the beginner runners. I just go with like the top like 20 or 30 runners.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I focus much more on the top runners. And I didn't do it Mario because I had no clue. It's my first time getting into speedrunning. But after the experience I had with Mario, when I learned Zelda, it was like I kind of had that idea, so I put that into play.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good way to start. And again, we said it before, and I'll say it again. You shouldn't be afraid to do it. When you're learning Mario 64, for example, do not be afraid to look at a top runner. Look at me, Simply, or Punk's PBs, and just like look at the strats we do and try to learn them. It's fine, because you could always go back down and learn other people's strats, like easier ones. It's don't be afraid to go right for the competitive mindset.
Yeah, people are afraid to do hard strats and runs. They just don't want to lose that good run.
Right.
But you have to do the fastest strats. Like you'll get, if you lose the run, you'll get it again. Like you'll get an even better run. You're always going to be improving. Like, even if you have a record, you're going to always improve still.
Right.
So, yeah.
And even if you lose runs to hard strats, you're still improving, I believe, because every time you lose a run, you gain more experience in how to not lose a run the next time, I guess.
Yeah,
and how to get more accustomed to the strat that you practice. And I think we say too, like, it happens a lot where you learn a new strat, and every time you do a run and you do that strat the first time in a run, 90% of the time you fail the strat the first time in the run, because it's always a weird feeling. You always have to get accustomed to doing a run, even though you could practice it for a month, but the first time you did a run, you would always be nervous and might screw it up. because you always have to get used to actually doing it in a run after practicing it.
Yeah.
So like you can't be afraid to lose runs.
Yeah.
That's why I think that's what's like stopping Punke, because anytime I bring up new strats to him, he's like, "Yeah, I'd do it, but I don't want to, go through the whole thing where you learn it and then you're like losing runs to it." But it's just it's part of the process,
I noticed that with like every SM64 runner almost. Like they just a lot of them did really slow strats and they're like top level. I was like, wow, I thought this was like the top speed game, and
Right.
like everyone's doing slow strats. So no, not everyone, but like a lot of them are doing slow strats. So,
No, I
that was
agree.
a-
I noticed it too.
like texture setup, like people like do the normal setup. And I was like, why? It's like the same exact difficulty. Like I think that time save, like they just it saves 2 seconds. It must be hard. I think that's what's in their minds. I don't know.
Right.
Well, my personal stance on texture setup is the way it works is there's a range of spots that work, right? But then in that range, there's a spot or spots that don't work. So even if you're doing the setup right, like it's very hard to see exactly that spot. And it's in the beginning of the run. So at least what my philosophy is I want to get as many runs going as possible. And I do texture setup now. Like I was learning it when I was last time I was playing, and I was doing it in runs, but I had a rule where it was like if I lost 2 or 3 runs to texture setup, then I'd stop doing it for the day, because it gets draining to reset, like you have to account for that factor as well.
Yeah, but like you fail the other shot a lot too. So I don't know. It feels like the same difficulty for me. Like texture setup, it looks like there's like an obvious line I just line up to. Like, it seems obvious on my TV, but maybe like with other TVs it's different. I don't know. I usually get it like almost every time, but I haven't been running that long. Like it just stopped eventually because of seizures and stuff. So yeah.
Rip.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I mean, texture setup. There were many times that I swear I would grab the same spot and wouldn't work. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't put as much practice into it either as most other players did, I think. So I don't understand 100%. I just hope and pray.
It's not. There's like multiple lines you can use. It's actually a pretty wide range. That's what I found out from doing it, and I was like, wow, this is really easy. But then you have it's so weird that some spots don't work in the range. Like that doesn't make any sense at all to me. But Mario, bro.
Mario.
All right. So, do you guys have any other competitive things to talk about?
I'm not sure. I know I had questions. I had one a question that I wanted to ask about SMS, and then we jumped to something else. I wanted to ask about all the categories in in Super Mario Sunshine. Like, can you give us a run through on all the categories that exist in Sunshine and like where they came from or how they started?
There's any percent 79 shines, which is known as all level shines, and then there's 96 shines, which is all level shines with no blue, with all shines, no blues, like every single shine, including Delfino shines without blues. And then there's 120 shines with this basically like 100%, but
Right.
technically it isn't true 100% because you don't get some nozzles.
So it's
You don't
just all
unnozzle.
shines, like 120 star in Mario 64, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say is? Well, I'm guessing 90% would be the most popular category.
Yeah.
Okay, and what are the world records for the other categories? And how
I
do
don't
they
know
compare?
the record for 79 and 96, but
Okay,
I got you, fam.
how do they compare to the 90% world record? Are they as optimized, do you think, or do you not really know about those categories that much?
I don't know about them that much. I know Nanashi, like he's like third place in Sunshine, has been like grinding them. So yeah, I don't know, but I still, even though I don't know much about it, think they're like pretty unoptimized still. compared to any percent. 120.
Naturally.
I honestly think like 120 isn't like completely optimized either, because like I see some notable stuff.
I mean, I would think for a 3 hour, for just sub 3 hour speed run, there would always be tons of room for improvement. But to be able to, or the time it would take to really dig deep in a speed run that long, to make it really optimized, at least in your eyes, because your level of like optimization is like unlike anyone else's in speedrunning. You have that really top level mindset when it comes to optimization. Then it would take so long, I think, so long to be able to optimize a category like 120 shines to that point of true optimization. So
I think that part of speedrunning is fun to me.
It is, but it's also, I mean, it's hard. But if you have that motivation, go for it. But
It's scary, dude. There's some crazy. You were doing some crazy stuff in Mario. Were you getting Tsukushima in Dark World? Were you ever going for that, or were you doing Zaya Cycle?
I was doing Zaya Cycle. I only got Tsukushima one time ever without save states, like once. So yeah,
Me too.
never go for it.
I got it once in my life after like 5 hours of trying, and I never got it again. It's so difficult. No, but just the idea that you would even like try to do that, and still be able to do it in the first place. I don't know if any other runners have really gotten Tsukushima Cycle.
I've never.
Practiced.
I've maybe gotten Zaya Cycle like 1 or 2 times. I haven't really practiced it that much. Actually, no. I practiced a different version of Zaya Cycle.
I saw Zaya Tsukushima Cycle when he was doing 16 star like for a day, and he actually got it like 4 times that day, and he just stopped doing it. He just went back to Shig Cycle for some reason.
Yeah, I remember that too. I think his 16 star world record, the 1524, just had normal Shig Cycle. I was really confused because he could easily do Zaya Cycle. I mean, it's called Zaya Cycle, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like he doesn't do fast strats, but for like some weird stuff, but like for other stuff, he's just insane.
Yeah, that is true. I noticed that as well. He would do like a pillar strat I've never seen before. Yet something simple like Zaya Cycle he won't do.
Another example is like in his 70 star PB, he didn't do the dry roll triple jump. Like he didn't.
Oh really? Like, the side triple jump?
The triple jump up to top of the town in like the elevator star. He didn't do that.
Right. Wow. I didn't know that.
And he didn't do breezeless. That's PB too. So
I can understand that one. Breezeless is a little bitch, but but it's weird that he wouldn't do the wet dry roll strats, considering that saves quite a bit of time and it's pretty simple.
I think it's because he doesn't do it in 16, and I think that's where his heart is for Mario. Like, he doesn't care that much about. I guess there was a moment where he was grinding 70 pretty hard.
Yeah, but we were battling for world record, and then he got it for a short while.
I saw him going for practicing some crazy TTC strats. Like,
dude, his TTC stuff is his TTC RTA. It's so insane.
It's insanity.
Yeah.
There's so many strats in TTC that we aren't doing. Like, our TTCs could be way faster. I haven't really investigated those strats either, but when I come back, that's something I want to look into. Like, for TTC 100, you can move up the pendulums at the beginning really quickly with that side flip, whatever, that wall kick where you go all the way up.
I saw that
that's
too.
Shine.
What did you say, Nindiddeh?
I'm doing like the side flip on the pendulums, like saves like 5 seconds each time. I mean, 5 seconds, like 1 second each time. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're talking about for time moving?
Yeah, that too, but I was talking about like another strat where he wall kicked up. I can't remember. It's just like a side flip with 2 wall kicks and a dive onto the little cog platform thing. I don't know.
I totally don't follow. Are we talking about 100 coin?
No, we're not. We're just talking about the regular like into the cage star and stuff.
Right, we're talking about the time moving trip. Yes, I know what you're talking about. It's what's
the triple jump wall kick, and then you do a side flip right from that pendulum that you wall kick onto.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I know that.
I don't know.
tried
I've never
I
tried
don't-
that in my
yeah,
life.
I tried it once. I don't understand it, and I don't like to practice something if I don't understand it first, because I'm not, because I don't know what I'm doing, so I can't really learn it. I got it like a few times, but I didn't understand like how it actually worked.
Yeah,
But
that's when you would ask a question. Whoa.
right, exactly.
Yeah, bro. Ask Saya, the God gamer.
Or Adam Pass. You can ask Adam Pass. Adam Pass is really helpful. He would answer because he actually speaks English. Zaya's English isn't that great.
It's gotten better though.
Yeah.
Speaking of IO runners, one thing that motivated me to be like so competitive and into the game is that those IO runners, like they were so much better than the RTA runners, and they did a lot of crazier movement. Like I wanted to be like that.
Yeah, we
So-
suck compared to them. I mean, it's almost true. People like Toast Rider, Adam Pass, Saya, these guys, they really do have like a level just quite a bit higher than us as the RTA runners. Their potential and their skill level in terms of movement is actually quite a lot higher. And not only the movement itself, but the knowledge. They know about so much strats that I've never even seen before. So they have a lot more availability, I guess, choices.
Yeah.
I
And just
know
doing
Toast
ILs.
was like, dude, Toast is obsessed with that stuff. When he
is.
does, like, I remember him telling me about how he'll go through his runs and watch frame by frame to see like where he could have saved time in terms of dust, like from having dust. And that kind of blew my mind. I was like, wow. Because if you watch Toast's stuff, he has very little dust.
Yeah.
Like in places where I would have quite a bit of dust, he's got it on lock. I wish he could play, but it's kind of dumb, his situation. I guess his parents don't want him playing Mario. They think it's a waste of time or something, which if he played Mario, I don't think it would be a waste of time. I think he'd get really, really good really fast. I mean, he's already really good, but like times, I don't know if he wants to do RTAs, but I think
Right.
because of his situation, that's why he is doing a lot of IL. He can fit it in.
And I realized after, like, when I started grinding ILs with Toast and Adam Pass and these guys earlier this year, it made me realize how much dust is, like, how important it is in Mario. Like, and not only like dive roll dust, but dust in everything, like dust in triple jumps, dust in side flips. All of that stuff adds up. Like, if you get a little bit of dust in a double jump, you know, it's like a few frames that you could have saved if you got a dustless double jump. You know, stuff like that. It actually all adds up. It's crazy. I never thought about that stuff before.
Like if you have a lot of speed from a like get dust, like you just lose all that speed. Like it's
True,
like
yeah.
frame perfect. Like you have to get that no dust to maintain that speed from that hill.
Exactly. Like in SSL Reds, for example. It's a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
Cool.
right. Awesome. Well, do you guys think we should jump into the Q&A section, or do we have any more points to talk about first?
Well, one thing I'd like to ask before we do questions is, what's your current plans and your future plans in regard to Twitch and speedrunning?
That's a good question.
Well, if I ever get back to normal, like being able to play 6 hours a day, no seizures,
Right.
Yeah.
and I would like to get a 113 in SMS. I would like to eventually, I would like to eventually get world record if the seizures stop. And right now my goal is a 104. But yeah, I want to go back to SM64 again, become really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do 120 star. Want to get world record in 120 shine again. And
Awesome.
I'd like to see some a 120 star. That would be some good shit.
yeah,
What
it'll
do
be
you
a
see
lot
you-
of work.
Yeah, could you see yourself doing 120 star in Mario? 64? It's a
Not
maybe.
really.
Yeah.
It's just a big maybe.
Right.
I don't know a lot of stars, so it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna take like those 2 months again.
Right.
Kind of.
Understandable. And how about
Cool.
Odyssey? Do you want to continue grinding Odyssey too?
Yeah. I want to do darker side.
I'm interested in dark and darker side. I personally like longer categories, so darker side is really interesting to me.
Yeah,
never
that
actually-
category has so much potential.
Right.
That's so much potential, like
I think so too.
movement and stuff.
That's
I watched a
awesome.
world record and like they're using like easy movement. They're not even frog vectoring, which is like a really basic mechanic.
Yeah, I
Frog
totally know what that
vectoring.
means.
It's when you like
Mhm.
jump in the air, you hold 45 degrees and like you just get a lot of speed. Just like gain a lot of speed. Holding that angle.
Oh, okay.
Just jumping.
That's
You
interesting.
can do that for triple jumps too.
You just hold a
after
certain
you-
angle and you get more speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
It could
means-
save frames too. Like if you after each jump you keep switching to the 45-degree angle after each jump in
Right.
each direction. You gain a little bit of speed and save some frames.
That's awesome.
Gotta save the frames.
I didn't even beat the game yet to reach dark and darker side, so I gotta do that first to experience it. Okay. Okay, so are you guys ready for this? Or
I'm ready. You ready, Nindiddeh?
It's time to party, dude.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Cool.
All right, boys and girls, we are officially in the Q&A zone. Q&A.
Welcome to the Q&A zone.
To the Q&A zone.
Q&A.
All right, so I'm gonna post a Discord and chat if you guys wanna any questions you guys wanna ask. Go ahead and ask it in the Two Dads Podcast Discord, the second link that I posted. In the chat in the command, just post in the question section. We already have quite a few questions. Oh, we have quite a few indeed. Okay,
We do. Rom really churned out some good ones here.
yeah. We can just jump right into it, I guess.
Go ahead, Cheese. Lay it on us, man.
All right, I'm trying to understand this first question. Okay, so first question we have Vicino. He asks, okay, Nindiddeh, why did you decide to start using terrifically hard strats?
From the IL runners, I wanted to be as fast as them because, yeah, like no one was doing those hard strats in RTA. So I wanted to be unique, different, and I wanted to be the best I could. And as a result, I was a minute ahead of the leaderboards in Sunshine.
Well, it worked for sure.
Artemis asks, why did you start out with Sunshine? Well, you didn't really start out with Sunshine.
Hey, we didn't really
but-
start. We learned that today. Right.
So what question should I actually answer?
So, well, you did the first speed game you played was through 3D World.
Monkey Ball.
It was Monkey Ball first.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I was ILing that back in 2010.
Okay, right. When you were only 10 years old too, which is insanity. It's pretty interesting. And you said you did some tasking as well. When exactly did you start tasking?
I don't remember, like 2012. I was part of a full game project, and I did like a quarter of the levels.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's a big part of a quarter of the levels.
Is tasking as complicated as it seems, or is it easy to get into?
It's time consuming, kind of.
Right, of course.
It's fun. Yeah.
But you're literally going like frame by frame kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It would take a while.
It's a lot of thought too. Like,
Right, of course. You
Makes
gotta
your
know the
brain-
game. You gotta know the game, like know exactly what you want to do frame by frame to really make it work, I guess.
Yeah. You gotta learn. You gotta know the game to make a good task of it.
Right. Sounds really difficult. Okay, interesting question. Huh? You have something else?
Actually, you don't really need to learn the game because, like, I know Tasmania like randomly did a task of Luigi's Mansion, like knowing nothing. And I don't know. I haven't watched the task, but I heard it was decent.
Oh, really?
I guess you'd figure it out on the way,
Yeah.
like what's the optimal way to move and whatnot.
Yeah, if you just figure out the basics, then maybe you could like make a really good task.
Right. Okay. An interesting question from Doug McAuliffe. Too hard to pronounce. McAuliffe. What are your other passions besides speedrunning? What else do you do in the outside world?
The real world.
The real world.
Man behind the machine.
Right.
I like to read.
You read a lot?
Yeah, I read a lot. When I wake up, I try to like read like 10 pages of this book, like a book a day.
Does it matter? Does it matter what you read? Do you read pretty much anything, or is it like a certain type of book?
No, I just read something that will help me in my life.
Okay.
I don't read it.
Something I wish I would do, basically.
Are you a fan of self-help books, Nindiddeh?
Yes, I am.
Which one are you reading right now?
I am reading How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Ooh, yeah, dude, that's a really good book. I just read that last semester. Dale Carnegie, right?
Yeah.
What is it called?
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That's awesome.
It sounds kind of manipulative. Like you hear that title and you're like, some dark shit. And then you read it and it's like, wow, this is really good.
I don't think that's dark at all. I think that's
Maybe not
aspiring.
dark, but it sounds like manipulating. It sounds like it would be maybe a book.
Right.
At least I went into it thinking that it'd be like, oh, I'm just going to manipulate these people. But really, it's like changing the way that you carry yourself and speak, like how you speak. And
It's a book that I would probably read multiple times because it's going to
Yeah.
help me a lot in my life.
it's got a lot of information. And dude, that's the thing about books. It's hard. Like I'm also a big fan of reading self-help books, and even though you read it like and it's fresh in your mind, I feel like you definitely lose. At least for me, I lose a lot of it, and then I'll have to go back and reread.
There's a section in part of the book that tells you like how to read the book and like how to like properly read it and like read it over and over again and like take notes on each section, like the underline. And
I know a lot of people that do that.
Do you do that, Nindiddeh?
Yeah, I do that.
Nice. I did follow the thing where he said to reread each chapter, but that was the only thing I did. Everything else, I was like, I'll just try to apply this the next day. It's gone pretty well.
I haven't really like applied anything yet.
I just wish I would read. I love the idea of reading and just getting into books, but I don't know. I have a serious problem with reading. I can't physically read something for 10 seconds without getting just like agitated or bored. I think I just have like an ADD problem. Since I was
Maybe.
young, like I was never able to just sit down and read a book. I just couldn't do it. I probably read like 2 books in my whole life, and that was because I was forced to.
Dude, once you get into it,
don't read like books that are like not interesting.
I tried
oh, I read a book today.
I bought a book from Jordan Peterson because I found out about him, and I love his speeches. It was so inspirational, and I bought his new book, 12 Reasons for Life.
12 Rules of Life.
12 Rules of Life, and I haven't read it yet. it's just there. I had the book
Dude,
and everything, and I just
also
can't. I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, you have it
boy. as
well?
Yeah, my friend has
Nice.
it. And I was at his house and I was like, "Oh shit, you got this book?" He's like, "Yeah, you want it?" I
It's
have the
so
audiobook.
good.
I was like, "Yes."
It's so.
I haven't read it yet though. I haven't gotten through that.
I haven't read
I'm
it
working
yet
through
either.
another book right now.
It's. I have trouble with it. My mom's the same way. I probably got it from her. Okay.
Something that's good is you can try to do like try to force yourself to do a chapter a day, because a chapter is really not a lot.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah. I mean, for me, it's like a lifetime, but yeah, it really isn't. No, it's really bad, dude. I can't physically read 1 page without like getting up and doing something else.
I just imagine you like you're like, all right, I'm gonna really do it. And you sit down and open the book, and you just get up and throw
It's
it away.
exactly what
right away.
happens, dude. The contract for the apartment was 2 pages, and she was like there with me reading it through, and I was going insane. I couldn't sit there with reading the contract, and I was like, wow, that was hard.
The best time to read a book is in the morning, like right after a shower.
I've been told that before.
Read ready.
Too
I
bad I,
haven't heard
sleep
that
in the
before.
morning. I've heard that before, for sure.
Yeah, I usually read on the toilet.
Oh, that's a
Ooh.
good idea. Read in the shower, put the book in like plastic.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah, not a good idea.
That's what I do. That's what I like to do.
Because like you're just on the toilet, like you're just sitting there and like waiting for
Waiting
stuff
for the poop to come out.
Yeah. I mean, Simply has like 10-second poops, so you can't do that.
I can draw them out if I want to. It depends. Like, I can tell when it's a poop that's brewing that's going to take a while to wipe, but in those cases, I don't even want to poop. But sometimes you just know it's going to be a quick one. Sometimes you don't even have to wipe. You
It's
just
true.
poop and leave.
It's actually true, yeah. But yeah, I don't like to stay there a while. I just want to get out because I feel like I'm wasting time. All right.
Actually, it takes me like 15 minutes. Like it's like pretty
Damn.
bad for me.
Damn, dude.
You know,
Actually,
I
That actually brings me to my next question, actually. What is your diet like? Someone asked that. Oh, Ram asked that. What kind of foods do you like? Explain your diet a bit.
I used to be really bad. My diet used to be really bad. I used to eat fast food every single day. But like since like the seizure started, I started eating only like organic foods, only like healthy like salads and
That's good.
eating like
Was
for
that
breakfast
something? Go ahead.
an egg. Like it's good for the brain. And for snack I eat like nuts and sometimes peanut butter and celery. And
Ooh.
for lunch I eat a salad with some grapes and some fruits and stuff. And
Did
for
you do
dinner
that?
I eat
Oh, sorry.
what?
Sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
And for dinner I eat another side salad with chicken, squash, and green beans.
That sounds pretty healthy. Pretty hearty.
Do you get
Yeah.
help from your parents to like make the food, or do you like try to find the food yourself?
Hmm?
Do you get help from your parents? Like, do your parents make that kind of stuff, food for you, or do you like try to make it yourself or buy it yourself?
My parents like usually make it for me. I try to help out sometimes with the food, but I usually don't. My mom usually just does it automatically.
Dang, dude.
I
you
want
got
to
the
help
mom.
out, but like she wants to cook it by herself. Like,
Yeah, I have the same experiences with my grandmother.
I want to learn.
Right. And
Like, I don't know how to cook really. I know how to cook scrambled eggs a little bit.
yeah, I've actually heard, and
Yeah.
my whole family's told me this. Like, everybody in my family who knows how to cook, they learned by literally forcing themselves, like, to just watch their family cook, because they never let them cook, but they just watch, and by just watching, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, another thing to add, like
Sure.
I haven't been taught that many life skills, so like maybe that like is why I'm good at video games. Like it's like such a large portion of my brain, so it could be another reason why I'm like get good at games quickly.
It could be
Have
that.
you, have you played games your whole life? Like since you were a baby? Right out the womb, came out with the controller?
My first game was Super Mario World, and I got it when I was like 5 or 6. I used to play games at like daycare all the time. Actually,
I pretty much started around that too, 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Yeah, that
Dude,
sounds about right.
Tyler
3 or
with the
4.
15 tits, pasta with extra olive oil in Spain. I mean, I eat that a lot. I know where you're coming from. No, but yeah, I don't know if it has a matter. I don't know if it's a matter to do with maybe life skills, but more just the idea of you just love video games from a child, and if you established your brain to like just I don't know, for that to be a part of your life since you were like 5 years old. So it just grew in your brain as like I don't know how to explain it, as your favorite thing to do. So you're just so accustomed to it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Casey asks, okay, what would you say is the hardest world in Sunshine?
We asked this earlier and like I couldn't decide.
Yeah,
I think either Pinna or Noki.
Pinna is it's a park, right? The
Yeah,
theme
Pinna's
park.
the park.
Right.
Pinna Park.
Pinna Park. Okay.
Do you want Could Be Trump and Kopitz to come visit you sometime? Asks Kopitz.
Also, like Serena's getting up there. Like there's been really hard strats. I think honestly that might be the hardest now because there's like there's a new momentum spin jump on Serena 4 and there's on Serena 2 there's some like wall kicks, like you do like infinite wall kicks on a wall like instead of just one. Like
Serena
you do
2.
a Y turn and then go towards that wall and then repeat and then you get up to the thing. It's pretty hard.
What star is Serena 2?
Yeah, Serena 2. Like to skip breaking the block section. Like I practiced that and that's one of those strats like where I waited. I practiced it but never did it in a run.
Okay.
I didn't feel comfortable doing that strat. So yeah, it saves like half a second. So yeah. It's one of those like task strats kind of.
Awesome.
But not really. It's RTA viable. It's actually RTA viable, but I just didn't do it. It's actually pretty hard.
That sounds pretty hard. Are infinite wall kicks hard? Is that a hard thing to do?
It's not too hard, but like it's pretty hard. I don't know.
I mean, it's Nindiddeh we're talking about. What's hard?
It's one of the hardest movement techs,
Right.
actually. One of the hardest movement techs. I'll put it like that.
Okay.
So, which is why it's a hard strat and risky to go for a runs. Because like if you like turn too early, you don't hit the wall and you just fall all the way down
Okay.
Rip.
and lose like 4 seconds. So I don't know if it's worth the risk and reward.
Okay. So, who's your favorite SMS speedrunner, and why? Ooh, dirty question.
I think my favorite SMS runner is. It used to be Yasi. Like I even like made a Discord server like with people who like his movement. Like his movement was crazy. Like I adopted some of my movement from Yasi because
Secret Yasi or Yasi?
no, just Japanese Yasi.
Okay. I was about to say.
Secret
Yeah,
Yasi.
He kind of stopped now, but yeah. Another favorite runner is Syrup. He does pretty sick strats, and I adopted some of his strats, and
That's
he was an
awesome.
IL runner also.
I actually did not know who Syrup is. Nice to meet you, Syrup. I'm sorry I don't know who you are. I have to check you out now.
Love you, Syrup.
Yeah,
Let me
he has a 118.
Syrup.
He has a 118, but he stopped.
Oh wow, rip. It's freaking
No.
guy. Quitters, man.
Quitters.
Kopitz asks, do you want Could Be Trump and I to come visit you
You already
sometime?
asked that question.
Well, I know, but you didn't get to answer because
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I don't know.
Rip. Well, we tried. Sorry, Kopitz. And could be drunk.
Maybe if I ever go to a GDQ, maybe, then sure, you can meet up and talk for a little bit.
Do you think you'll come to GDQ soon?
I'm not going to this GDQ, but
Okay.
I don't know. If somehow my seizures are like cured, I will go to AGDQ since I'll be out of high school by then.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, did it.
Blue Noodly, unless you have one. Jeez.
There's quite a few questions that Ram asked. Already asked one of them. He asked, what kind of chair do you use?
I don't know. It's
Is it like
comfort.
is it an office chair? Is it just like a regular? Is it a
I
gaming chair?
recently I recently switched out my chairs because my back was hurting so hard, so bad. So I got a comfy chair, and like at the store, it listed like the hours of how many hours it's comfortable for, and like 8 hours was like the max, and like we bought a chair that said 8 hour comfort, and I just like just walked around choosing chairs for an hour, and I just chose my chair.
I think it's really important choosing a good chair. I took a while to choose this one too. It's the best one that I saw because I think it's important because I have first-hand experience using a fold-up plastic chair for 2 years, and it's bad. Like
It bops you, yeah.
it gave me back problems, like back injury, and it's awful. Yeah, and now having a good chair, it's like a dream come true. It's really important. It's a part of your speed running, just life. You know, it's not
It's
only about
just life
speedrunning,
in
it's what
general, not just
yeah, it's the equipment you have too.
any office work,
Yeah, dude.
homework, just on a computer or a video game.
Exactly. Okay. You saw a question simply earlier?
Yeah, Blue Noodly. This is from chat. I saw it and I was like, that's a pretty good question.
Mhm.
He says, I have a cue for all three of you. Since you have all dealt with pretty bad rage in the past, how did you not let that get to you and quit? Most people avoid stressful tasks, but you guys all continue to stick with it. Give the bad players with low view count some inspiration, please.
Okay, you're always going to be improving, so just keep that in mind. When you lose a run, just don't be upset. Like you're gonna get a better run. You're only just starting.
I mean, you're gonna be upset.
You're gonna be a little bit upset,
Yeah.
but like don't rage. Like I don't know how
You,
to say that.
you're gonna be upset. There's no like reversing that, unfortunately. But it's how to get accustomed to being upset and dealing with it. I think is what
Just I don't know. Just meditate, take deep breaths, take breaks, go outside. Going outside is helpful because like the sun just gives you energy.
mhm,
Get some fresh air up in those lungs.
Yeah,
right.
nature just makes you feel more relaxed.
And Pokey for the 101 bits, bitch.
Thanks for the tit spade. No, but yeah, that's. I actually never really tried that. Like literally going outside, walking around a bit. I should try that more often. But yeah, you're gonna get angry. It's kind of it's inevitable. But it's learning to understand that you're gonna get angry, and it's a part of speedrunning. And then once you understand it, you can deal with it, and it gets better and better, and you get more accustomed. But yeah, what Nindiddeh said is really important. You cannot be afraid to lose runs. It's so important that you don't be afraid to lose runs because you are going to lose runs all the time. But that's how you improve.
I think anger is actually kind of good in a way because it shows that you actually care. Like the reason why I get angry is because I just care so much and
Yeah.
I want to improve.
Precisely, as well. It shows the passion because I think it's kind of obvious that you won't get angry at anything that you're doing if you didn't care about it. Because if you didn't care about it and something went wrong, you wouldn't have any reaction. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. If you really care about something and then you're doing something really serious and you're into it and then something goes really wrong, your human reaction is to get angry, is to be confused. Like, what the fuck just happened? You get angry because you care about it. Sorry, what the flip? Excuse my language.
Yeah, god damn it.
Yeah, it only makes sense. But, most people don't understand that. People think that getting angry at video games is stupid, but they just don't understand the passion that is involved. And that's fine. But just know that it's a normal thing. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, mentality is like a huge part of speedrunning. So it's better it's really like important to control your stress. And
Right.
yeah, that's how people just get such good times, even though like their movement is slower than yours. Like that's part of the reason, because they're more relaxed and they don't.
Right. And not only that, but like there are a lot of people who get really angry, but they have a good mentality, so they're able to get over the anger and then keep going. But then there are people who get really angry and they don't have a good mentality, so they get angry and then they quit. They stop. They don't keep going, and then they don't have that edge over the better players.
When you get angry, you like really angry, you can't play for the rest of the day.
Right.
It just sticks to you. It sticks to you. That's on your
Right.
mind. The game's not on your mind. Like the game, when you play, the game has to be on your mind. Like not really
Right.
stress.
But the
Stress
next
is
day, you just gotta go back in it, man. Try again.
stress affects everything. Like it's really bad if you're like always stressed. So I learned to control that quite a bit.
It's true, yeah.
Rom asks, "What's your favorite subject in school?"
I like psychology. I actually want to be a psychologist when I grow up. Like I want to be like a mentor or therapist or something like that. I'm choosing. I've also been choosing to like become like a doctor because I'm so into health stuff. So I don't know. I'm choosing between the two.
That's awesome. That's inspirational. Well, Ram also asked a question after that. What careers are you looking to pursue? So I guess you just answered that as well. I actually have that same. I wanted to become a psychologist as well for a while. I think it's still really interesting. Maybe one day I'll study it.
Gogo asks, "Do you have any world best golds for Odyssey?"
I used to have a ruin gold. That was the world best. It's like a short level.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like a basic dragon fight. It's like a lot of optimization, and I had the world best for that, which is pretty sick, dude. So yeah, and I almost had the world best for Cascade Kingdom. Like I was like 0.1 off of it at one point, but now 1.0 is allowed, and now my best is 4 seconds off of it because I haven't been able to do runs that much with the trick because it's new since the new 1.2 stuff.
Right. Well, there are a lot of questions. This is
Yeah,
interesting.
dude, we're raking them up.
Shoot, I lost the question. Where did it go? Okay, so Gargandale asks, "Do any of you ever do runs off stream, or make
Yes.
random categories off stream just for fun?"
I don't do random categories.
Yeah, I don't do the
I
random
do
categories.
runs off stream sometimes. Like I did that recently. I've been doing that actually a lot recently, like offline Odyssey runs. I usually don't do that. I used to like stream all the time, just stream everything.
I notice that's a big trend now, or at least recently there've been lots of PBs and controversies because of it. Big PBs coming out of nowhere because of them being offline runs. I personally never do runs offline. I think it's because I'm just so used to the interaction while doing runs that I just can't do runs offline. I can't do runs quiet. It's weird to me.
One thing that happened to a really good SMS runner, Leviton, he got a 1:14:55 world record with no video, and the video was corrupted, so it had no video. So
Dang.
yeah, it wasn't counted as a world record.
Right. That's where problems arise.
So technically, I had the world record for the past. Like I held only me held the world record for like, I don't know, when was the first time I got a world record? May of 2016, and
Dang.
until now, so almost 2 years.
Okay.
I only had
Pretty wild. But he's coming up on you though. Is Leviton playing currently right now? Has he been streaming?
Nope, he deleted his Twitter, quit everything.
Oh god, why do people do this? Why is this such a reoccurring
Good
thing?
one, so exciting.
But one player to look out for is Nanashi. He's playing every day, and he has like he couldn't like get world record if he gets the God run. So yeah,
Okay.
The God Run.
playing every-
So, damn it! I always have this question, and then I wait, and then I forget.
Ugu Power asks, I think the triple jump in Wet Dry World is actually one of the harder strats. Which strat do you think is one of the more difficult ones in Mario? Breezeless. I think Breezeless is one of the hardest strats to get consistently.
I think the fast lava boost and what other strats, like some Womp stuff, like Womp Scorchers is like really hard for me for some reason. Like
The fastest 100 is pretty dang hard.
I could make the cycle pretty consistent, but it's just hard to have consistent times for me. Like I don't know, I always lose like 10 seconds, 10 or more. I never like get close to my goal. I never got close to my goal, and my goal still sucks. It's like 6 seconds from the best. Like it would be like a 5:57 on Womps 8, and I could probably get like close to sub 5:50.
Yeah, definitely. With your movement.
With your spiciness.
That's why people say Worms is like one of the hardest stages. Worms is like it's a very short stage with extremely condensed, high level, fast movement. There's no breaks in Worms. That's why I think it's so hard. Because most people when they do runs, they don't focus nearly as much in the first like 10 minutes as they do in like the last 10 minutes or in like the middle of the run. And because Worms is such a condensed, fast-paced level that requires a lot of attention, that people don't put that attention in the beginning of runs. I think that's why it's so reset heavy, and that's why we lose so much time in Worms a lot of times.
That's a fair point.
Yeah. So like this is why I stress that we need to take every single run as serious as we can. So from the beginning the timer starts, we put all of our attention in and try our best to get a run going. It helps.
Another star I struggle with is the wing cap star for some reason. Every run I would always miss a red coin.
Dude,
like,
Simply's pretty good at missing red coins.
There's so many clips of me missing reds in that stage.
Yeah, wing cap is hard. If you try to do wing cap, what's the word? If you try to do it optimally, yeah, it's so easy to miss red coins.
Yeah, I used to go on the left side, and I would still do that, and I'd roll off the button into the star. I did that.
I remember doing left side in practice a few times too. I think it was a bit faster, but really hard, a lot harder.
It's a little bit harder, but it saves time, so I'm doing it.
Right. Okay, so I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. I think it's a meme. Calamar asks, "Are you interested in SMS Rico FCIW?" I don't know what this means.
When I'm practicing for 120 shines, sure.
What does that? What does that mean? What is FCIW?
FCIW is like it's like a world run, and it's like 100%ing a world run, getting all blue coins and all shines and everything in that single world. Like it's good practice for 120 shines.
Okay.
Well, what does that stand for, FCIW? Like, is there
completion individual world?
Oh,
okay. Interesting. Wow.
So does Rico just have a lot of blues? Is that why it's a joke or a meme?
I have no idea why he said Rico. I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not following either. Okay.
Pokey711 asks, do people at school know you as the speedrunner?
No, I don't think anyone knows that I speedrun. I don't really talk to people. I actually showed one person in 9th grade that I had a 119 in Sunshine.
What did he think of it?
He thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Most people that I talk about it with, they think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
Like, it's hard to get people to understand it at first. Some people are so far off the spectrum of video games and that kind of thing that it's like impossible.
Yeah, so that's
But
actually impossible.
other people are pretty close, and you're like, you can kind of make it make sense. But usually I end up just saying, yeah, no, pretty much no one does it. It's very niche, and we're all losers. And they're like,
Yeah.
nice. I'm like, yeah.
My English teacher actually knows about it too, because I wrote it in my intro letter that I have the world record in Super Mario Sunshine. Like, he's big in video games. He always talks about video games with other students.
That's cool. Yeah, sometimes it's impossible, like legit impossible for me to explain what I do. People don't understand. People ask me like, wait, but how do you like play live? How do people chat? Like, they ask these questions. I'm just like, I spend like an hour trying to explain.
The Island asks, do you like going to cool places outside, like in nature?
I usually go to the park when I can to walk 2 miles around the track to get exercise. And
Is this like a park? It's like a forest with a track? Or what's the...
it's just like a park, like a community park.
Okay.
Well, it's just like, I don't know, you could do like anything. You could just walk. You could just chill out. There's a swing set and stuff. There's a skating park.
Ooh.
It's just like that kind of park.
Have a picnic, lay in the grass.
Yeah,
With the
picnic
bay. Okay.
with bay.
So Diddy, go ask. Does your mom know you've held several world records and an epic speedrunner? If so, what does she think about it?
Yeah, she knows, and she encourages it.
Oh, really? So your parents are she's supportive of what you do?
Yeah, she's supportive with everything I do. She's not forcing me to be this, be that. She's good.
That's great. That's like the best parent to have.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I have a personal question then. So when these like seizure stuff started happening, did she kind of beat down on you about it, like telling you, you're speedrunning too much kind of thing, or the video game's affecting you, or did she like really help you through it in a positive way?
She didn't believe that video games were a trigger, but
okay.
I tried to convince her. But yeah, when I first had a seizure, she was like crying, like and stuff. Like, she was so scared.
Oh man.
My eyes rolled back and stuff. Like, it's pretty scary when you see someone have a seizure.
I would imagine so, yeah.
I haven't seen myself have a seizure, so I can't see myself.
Right. Okay.
Gogo also asks,
Yeah.
is your mustache natural grown, or did you shave it to the way it is?
It's natural.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I think it's perfect length. Gives you that edge.
When did the mustache start developing?
Like 15. I don't know.
Oh my god. Nice.
When I was young, I didn't start growing until like 19.
Yeah, I still can't even grow a mustache.
grow
I can grow
It's
I can
just
grow
like
one hell of a
huge
neck beard.
Yeah.
My neck
And
beard comes
chest.
back in like a week. Yeah, I got that chest hair on lock. It's true. But I'd like to have a beard at some point. My dad's got a pretty nice beard. My brother's got a pretty nice beard, It's about time I get a pretty nice beard. But that's how it goes.
I was never complimented on that. Thank you.
Okay.
I didn't know it was a big deal. But cool.
All right. So Cybermelon asks, what's your opinion on people who prefer to do slightly slower but more consistent and easier strats versus doing all of the things that save time that may be riskier?
I don't know. Like, it seems to me that they don't want to improve, really. It seems like.
Well, yeah, it's kind of obvious that there are lots of streamers and speedrunners in general that, yeah, it's almost like they don't really care to improve. They just have fun streaming and speedrunning through the games, doing runs.
That's fine. That's fine. Just have fun.
Right, and that's fine.
That's like the most important thing
Exactly.
to have fun.
I think it's just a neutral opinion, basically, Melon, because some people just don't really care to put in that extra work, I guess, just to have fun with it.
And you kind of get stuck in your ways too. Like you get used to your strats and you start getting good at them, and you're like, you have doubts about upgrading them. Like the Punkei situation. I mean, Punkei obviously updates his strats, but he's doing a lot of stuff that's not that's quite slow that he could upgrade. But
So I saw him practicing CCM, and right at the beginning, he does the first red coin slow. Like he just, instead of diving and doing a side flip, he just does like a double kick.
that
Right.
side flip is, I practiced that for a while, and I decided that it's something that I can get pretty often, but it's not worth the risk. Of
I don't know.
missing.
I think it really is with
I think it's worth the risk. It's
now
pretty.
at this level, like since a year ago, we've improved a lot, and I think it's worth, because I recently practiced that too, and I was able to get it quite consistently to a point where it was like, wow, this is pretty simple. But yeah, like it's been a while too, simply, that you've played. So I think if you come back, you'll realize that a lot of stuff is so much more possible now than it was before.
Probably.
I think
That
that's
was
a
a
good
while.
example.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, precisely.
Waluigi deserve his own game asks, question for all of you: what's your favorite type of music?
Just like relaxing music. I don't know.
You like classical?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Wait.
How about you, Cheese?
Why did he ask that?
Discord.
Oh, there it is.
I saw it in chat and then I put it in Discord.
Right, because he also asked another one asking what's your favorite movie of all time. Okay, so my favorite type of music. I listen to all types of music, and I know that's a cliche, but it's true. I listen to all types of music that have melody. I look out for music that has melody and like emotional background to it. So if there's a song that has a good melody that makes me like think a lot, or reminds me of like something in the past or something like that, gives me the chills, then I'll listen to it, no matter what genre it is. Doesn't matter. But I usually listen to just more pop. I started listening to like Skrillex stuff, like some what do you call that kind of music? What do you call like the Skrillex type of music? With the like noise and all that crazy stuff.
Dubstep?
Dubstep.
EDM?
I started listening to dubstep stuff, and then I'd also listen to like progressive rock and that stuff. You know, it's just kind of random music I listen to.
Other than the relaxing music, I like the music that like D whatever plays on when he's practicing. It's pretty.
Right.
Yeah, actually,
We'll have to tune in to see what he's playing.
I'm jamming.
There's also that too. Like Pidicker showed me some Japanese. It's like anime music from like anime shows and stuff, and it's also like Japanese video game type music that I found was really really good too. And I started listening to that as well. So I'm open to all types of music pretty much. Okay. So I mean, he also asked what is like our favorite movie of all time. What is your favorite movie of all time?
Movie. I have no idea. I have never watched a movie in like 7 years or something.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
man.
You don't really watch any TV at all?
No, I don't. I only play video games. I only use TV for video games.
I'm the same. I don't watch TV ever. I do have a
Like,
favorite
watching
movie
the
though.
news. Watching the news is actually really bad. There's so much negative stuff.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I try not to watch it.
You should never like watch the news.
There really is a
Unless-
lot of just fake, stupid news. Like it's obviously just propaganda.
Fake news.
It really is stupid. How about you, Sim? What's your favorite movie of all time?
Get Out. That movie is sick.
Get
I like
Out.
that movie
What
a
is
lot.
it? From who?
You know Key and Peele?
Yes.
I don't know if it's Key or Peele, but one of them made Get Out. It's like a thriller. Kind of scary, but it's a feel good. It's pretty good. I liked it quite a bit. Mhm.
Nice.
My favorite genre is hip hop. I love hip hop music.
Yeah. Love Pump.
Lil Pump.
All right. I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Finding Nemo.
Are you
because
serious?
yeah, because
Because you found him.
every time every time I watch that movie, it just reminds me of my entire childhood, and it just gives me this like eternal happiness. Like I just feel this huge happiness because it reminds me of my childhood and my most of my life. So it like has that huge effect on nostalgia to me. Because when it first came out, I watched the movie like 20 times and I knew the whole script by heart.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like now when I watch that movie, it's like holy shit! I just get that huge nostalgic feeling, and that's probably why
Really?
it's my favorite. That's probably why there would never be a movie that would give me that feeling again. Other than
I could
that, like a real, like serious movie, my favorite movie apart from Finding Nemo is probably Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio. That movie is 10 out of 10.
actually say what my favorite TV show is. It's SpongeBob because like
Yeah.
some of my SMS friends that I used to like always talk to, like AGR and Crazy Muffin, they were always into SpongeBob, and I used to watch SpongeBob as a kid and like didn't really like laugh or anything. But now that I watch SpongeBob as like a teenager and I actually know what things mean, I actually like laugh at it. It's like
It's so good, dude.
It is.
it's like better to watch things as a teenager.
It's true.
Yeah, it's a show it's good for adults and kids. They have both levels. It's really nice. Accommodating.
Because when I watched SpongeBob when I was a child, I would just laugh at the antics that Patrick and SpongeBob would make. But now when I watch SpongeBob and I understand like the meaning behind these jokes, some of it is like hard to understand when you're a child, and now it's like, oh my god, that's what they meant, and it's actually like much more understandable and funny to watch it now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gogo asks, have you tried any big PC game lately? PUBG,
No.
Fortnite.
I haven't ever played a PC game before. One of my friends has been like convincing me to play League of Legends, Overwatch, and stuff because he said that there's like lots of options and that I'll get into it because it's like speedrunning because there's like no end really. I don't know. That's what he explained to me.
The problem with those games is though, if you do get into them, it like controls your life. You don't want to stop and play anything else. It's hard.
Mm-hmm. You get sucked in, dude. You get
Yeah.
sucked off.
You get sucked off. Sucked in until you get sucked off. What is this question, Copus?
I wasn't gonna read it, but you can read it if you want. Copit's being kind of a creep with the questions right now.
Oh, he's asking. Yeah, okay. I love you, Copit, but thanks. The Nut asked, do you find it difficult to find time to speedrun while having other responsibilities IRL, like school and or work? And if so, how do you manage your time efficiently?
I try to like do my homework first. I don't know. I usually like have a lot of time to speedrun. Like I have a lot of free time on my hand. I don't really like do clubs and stuff. So I'm just at home a lot. So yeah. And I'm in high school. I don't have too much homework. So yeah, and I have like study halls to do it. I have 2 study halls, like 2
Ooh,
1.5
yeah.
hour periods. So I could just finish it all there most of the time. And like sometimes I actually have like a lot of homework where I spend like an hour and a half doing it at home because like there's so much sometimes, but usually there's like not that much. It's fine.
Okay. I think it would, at least when I was in high school, it would have been impossible for me to speedrun, at least at a high level. I always had so much things to do.
You were doing sports too, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would do. When I was playing soccer, like hardcore, it was like almost every day training and school. Then I'll come home like exhausted. I wouldn't even have time to do homework. There's so much times I didn't do homework because I would just be exhausted, and because I need a lot of sleep too. I'm a heavy sleeper. I would come home from soccer like 7 p.m. and I have to wake up 5 p.m. the next day, and it's like I come home, eat, shower, and I just go to bed like 9. Because if I didn't, I'll be way too tired.
I think one of my biggest regrets in school is like not joining a club or sport ever, because like I would have gotten like social interactions with other people. And
I mean, there's always time for
Really?
social interactions. You're still like, you have your whole life for that, so it's not that big of a deal, I don't think.
yeah, I mean, yeah, technically I could just talk to anyone at school, but I just don't.
Right.
It's hard, dude. I actually had a very big problem with social anxiety going into college. Like high school, it was fine because I was around these people for forever. But going to college is like I didn't know anybody, and you just have to do it. You have to push yourself to talk to people, and it gets easier every single time.
I actually remember when we went to our first GDQ, at GDQ 2015, you were mentioning that, and you didn't really talk to much people. You would just be quiet. And
Yeah.
now you go to GDQs, you talk to everyone. You just go crazy. You make jokes. You
I've
talk to
gotten a
everybody
lot
in the
better.
elevator. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've also, I think part of it's growing up and realizing how it all matters in the end, like how little it matters if you fuck up a conversation or if you offend somebody or anything like
Right.
that. It's like it doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't.
So you might as well just go hard. That's my philosophy in social situations.
I totally agree.
What's your favorite fruit? Asks Go. Did he?
I like bananas.
Yum.
Nice. Bananas are pretty damn good. He put a banana. He knew it was going to be a banana.
They're good for the digestive tract and they give you energy. Brain.
Potassium, dude.
Like really good potassium, yeah, and really good in the morning.
Right. Yeah, I actually heard that bananas are really good in the beginning, in the morning, and it's actually really bad to eat bananas like before you go to bed. Like potassium, like if you eat bananas before you go to bed, it just all turns to like fat because you don't use the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Bananas in the morning, not at night.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never heard that. I'll remember to write that down in my journal.
Yeah, dude.
Least favorite subject. Or go ahead.
I'm actually having digestive problems, and like I've been looking up what foods to not combine, and I've been learning a lot from that.
Really?
Digestive problems have been reducing. That's why, like I actually have ulcers in my stomach, so like I just burp a lot, which is why like you hear me burping all the time, and in my stream and a call, like people who call with me constantly know this.
Oh damn.
They don't know I have the ulcer, but they know I just burp all the time, like every 30 minutes or something.
Okay.
So it's on a timer.
No, it's not on a timer. Like sometimes I just burp like there's times where I burp every second. Like I don't know.
It's actually my uncle actually has that problem. I don't know if it's ulcers, but he has, in Spanish it's called gastritis, guys, something with gases, where
Gas.
at night, about 50% of the time, every time he has dinner, for like an hour after, he just gets extreme gas pains to a point
There's
where
something wrong with the dinner. Like
Right.
he needs to. There's like a food combination that's not right. That's
probably.
probably.
And he had it for years and years, and he's accustomed to it now. I don't know what it is exactly, but like he gets gas, like it fills up in his whole body, like his back, his stomach, and it hurts really bad, and he has to like lay down and just burp for like 30 minutes. It's actually crazy. He just burps and burps every 5 seconds for like half an hour. He doesn't stop. It's crazy.
Sometimes I get like a huge pain, like the indigestion's so bad, like I just get a pain, like I just want to scream.
Right.
Dang.
Sometimes.
Yeah, he has the same thing. It's crazy. I don't know. I'm so bad with mixing of foods. I would eat some. I would just eat like chicken, like a meal, and then drink milk after, and then have bread with jelly after. It's just random. I just eat random stuff.
I used to eat all the time. Well, I still eat all the time. Like like a few days ago, like I figured out I was eating nuts and peanut butter, and I was like, the indigestion was like horrible, and like I was eating it together, and I learned that it's not good to combine like two like high protein things together in one meal.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I eat really well. The foods I eat salads every day. My grandmother cooks very, very well and healthy. But I would just eat random things. It's good things, but I would just eat completely random things together, and I have no clue if it's bad or
Yeah,
good.
that's exactly what I do.
But at least it's good things that I'm eating.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, I eat salads after every meal too,
Yeah.
except for breakfast.
Right.
Doug asks, least favorite subject.
Least favorite subject, history. I don't feel it has a purpose in my life.
Yes, I hate history too. I hate history.
I just ignore everything, but I still have an A in the class. So
So why do you not like history simply?
It's like what Nindiddeh said. It just feels like the most information.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I want to fill my brain with useful information. Like I want to have room for stuff I want to do when I grow up. Like
It really is true. Like history is absolutely useless if you're not gonna do anything pertaining history in life. It really doesn't matter. It's just like information that's good to know in social situations.
or trivia.
But I must add though, and I'm gonna sit far back for this one because I don't know why, but I don't know if it's like the history they teach in America, but I don't know. People say this and it's true. Why are Americans so bad when it comes to history? Or no, not only history, but like geography and stuff. What kind of geography do they teach there? Because it's always a meme that Americans don't know like about countries and stuff that everyone else knows about.
I have never really learned geography. Like a few times I've been given just a map and like we just color a map. We never go over the map or anything. We just color it. Like I never learned any geography in school ever.
Is it because they don't really teach that stuff in school, or like you guys, you just don't care about history or geography and stuff? That's just a trend in America.
There's a course for geography, but it's not required. So, yeah.
I don't know. I just find it crazy. Like people don't. I hear I see videos and stuff of people. They just don't know like Europe exists and stuff like this, and countries. They're like you know, it's.
I know that.
People don't know like the simple countries in Europe and all kind of stuff, or you know, simple stuff that just confuses me. I don't know if it's the teaching system in America or just no one really cares about those kind of subjects.
Could be both.
My geography skills are not good. For school, we had to know like all the capital states, and I knew them all at one point. I got 100% on those, but then I forgot it all. Like I don't know most of the states or capitals.
Right. I guess what Davey said makes sense. Everything in the US has been so localized, and they teach everything about the US but not outside the US. So when it comes to history though, do they teach only US history or do they teach like world history?
So they teach world history too at my school. Like
Yeah, world history.
I still think that's useless because it's just like it doesn't serve a purpose in my life. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of is useless unless you really care about it.
People are bringing up fair points in chat about how you can use history. Like, I don't think it's 100% useful, but I definitely forgot everything from history and felt like it was a waste of time. And I'm salty because my history classes were unnecessarily hard in high school.
It's true. History's hard because it requires reading all the time, and I suck at that. So I never did any good in history either. And just keeping up with information. Because history is just pure information, whereas sciences and math and those kind of subjects you're implying and applying information that you learned instead of just learning information.
Yeah.
It's just more fun.
Doug asks, who are some sunshine runners to look out for?
Nanashi.
Hmm.
That's all I know right now. Like I don't know any active Sunshine runners.
Okay.
Maybe Ouija if he starts playing, but he's not really up there yet. I don't think he could get world record, but he could eventually get close.
Ouija.
He knows how to get good at
Ouija.
And for Simply and Cheese, who do you think are some Mario 64 runners to look out for? Ouija.
Yeah, Ouija.
Ouija and Tago. Tago has actually lost a few 47 pace runs in Tippy. One of them was really close to world record.
He would ever.
D would ever doesn't do much runs, but
No, but like he's actually like getting into it again. Like he got a 40 best and everything.
Yeah. So these runners for 70 star, but when it comes to 120, no one, absolutely no one, unless other than Punky, who's going for world record, there's no one that's coming up in 120 star right now, unfortunately, because I guess it just takes so much more work, I guess, and people don't want to put it in.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So, are you motivated that like you have like a 50-second time save at the end? Like, is that like not motivating to you that you have a 50-second time save? And you want
Yeah, it's motivating to me. The only thing that I guess what happened to me was just the idea that I was able to find casual games that I can enjoy again, because I haven't actually been able to play any casual game for the last 4 years since I started speedrunning. So the idea that I was able to find a game and play casually with friends as well, which I haven't played any games with other people. I've just been playing a game by myself for 4 years. So the fact that I found a game to play casually with friends as well has been so fun recently and great that I want to spend more time on this right now. It's also like a way to get relaxation from speedrunning, rather than just like before. When I take a break from speedrunning, I would just literally do nothing. I would just take a break from speedrunning and don't play any games and do nothing, and I would waste a lot of time. But now I could take a break from speedrunning and enjoy video games still with friends. So I'm just taking time to experience that a bit, I guess. But when it comes to speedrunning motivation, yeah, when I practice Mario, I have fun with it and I'm learning. But it's just, I do runs and I get tired quickly. But I could do runs. I could do runs and have fun with it and I'm motivated. But after 2 hours of doing runs, I just feel tired and I just want to chill out and keep experiencing some casual gaming as well.
With the seizures, I usually do nothing also. So, like other than reading books, like books could technically cause seizures because there's like a pattern in words. Like there's just like spaces, like consistent spaces. And,
right.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you?
I've been having the feelings of it sometimes, but I've been doing it in the morning, and like once you wake up, like your brain is like refreshed, so you really don't have the symptoms until like after like if you I don't know, like when I play video games, like I try to like play like right when I wake up, so I could have that, so I could actually play without having symptoms. So yeah, the symptoms usually happen like 4 hours after I wake up. So yeah, that's why I run like mostly on the weekends.
Okay. All right. Liam Kings is improving as fast as you. I don't know when Liam King started, actually. I don't know much about him. I think he got a 49, correct me if I'm wrong, recently. Yeah, he's improving quite fast too. He's also, I mean, but he's not nearly as close as Tago, D, whatever, those guys. So I can't really add him to that list because he's still quite far behind. So
coming up though, on the come up.
Yeah, we have to wait a bit and see where he goes from here on out.
Mario Fam asks, oh, go ahead.
The squirrel apparently said Liam started in August. That's almost a year. That's not quite as fast, but
it is not almost a year. There's like 5 more months. It's like half a year.
What month are we on? April. May, June, July. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. or 8 months or so, 7 months.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty good.
decent.
All right,
Pretty
you were gonna read a question?
Yeah, Mario Fam asks, when is the best time to wear a striped sweater? All the time.
J-Mail gave me with the 2 months resub. Welcome back to the fridge, babe.
Welcome to the fridge, babe. Yeah.
Okay, we are reaching the 3-hour mark. Again, officially the longest episode we've had. I guess we could wrap up a few more questions if there are any, and then we could get to closing. Do you
Sure.
see
I
any
actually
other
didn't-
interesting question? Uh-huh.
I didn't expect this to be this long because
Yeah.
like I'm not talkative at all. Like I usually like just say a little bit and then just stop. Like I just don't usually talk on and on.
These episodes always end up really long, and we don't know how, but it does.
The Q&A's adding a good amount of length right now. We
Yeah.
started it like almost an hour ago, but even then, before we had like 2 hours, it was pretty good.
It's actually been
It's
the
not that
longest
fast.
Q&A.
Like really fast.
Right.
Like once I was like really nervous, then I sat down and started talking, and then just like it was just like flow and stuff, and then now it's like
That's
3
what
hours
always. That's what always happens. You always feel nervous,
Yeah.
and when you start talking, you distract yourself, and then it becomes easy.
like
Mhm.
I don't think I ever been in an interview before, actually.
Really.
Yeah.
Well, now
glad
I know
we
the
could be your-
experience.
Yeah, I'm glad we could be your first interviewees
We
or
popped-
interviewers.
We popped your cherry.
We popped a lot of cherries today. We popped the webcam cherry, popped the interview cherry,
Right.
popped the ulcers cherry. That was
What?
previously like unknown information, I guess.
Yeah, it's true.
So a lot of good stuff happening. The Nut asks, do you ever get pain in your hands from grinding runs? I've heard the GameCube controller can be hard on your joints.
You know, I didn't explain this earlier, but when I was playing SM64, I had a Hori, and like the controller was like too, like I don't know what was up with it, but like it made my hands like really hurt. Like I had to like wear a cast when I was playing. Like it was really bad.
Wow.
I think Simply remembers that. I don't know.
Wait.
Having a
so-
cast.
Like when I was playing SM64, like
Right.
Hori.
You still use Hori, or
I do, but I don't play. I haven't played the game in
well, yeah.
months.
Okay. All right.
I tried it. I tried N64, but like, I'm just so bad at it. I just stopped. I don't want to
Yeah, I'm the same pretty
take
much.
the time to learn a new controller.
I couldn't do it either.
Gogo asks, do you watch anime or have you watched anime?
No,
Ooh. Finally. Speedrunner doesn't watch anime.
Dude, I don't watch anime either.
I don't watch Melee
Oh,
either.
really? You watch
Uh-oh.
it either? Oh, damn. Okay, now
I
we
don't
have
really
to end the
watch much
stream right
Melee
now.
either. Melee is like, there was a phase where I was super into it, but now that I'm not playing anymore and I shouldn't be playing, I guess it's like I'm just distancing myself.
Right.
I heard many people have been telling me that I would be like, that I would love the game, but I've never played it. Like,
I bet you would love that game. That game's crazy, dude. It's so much fun. I'd still be playing it, but my hands up.
Wait, what game are we talking about?
Melee.
Oh, right. It's a hard game, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, any
I think
last words?
I think that's about it for the questions.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so is it time? Is it time to give out the info of the next episode?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So next week we have Easyscape coming on. That will be pretty lit. You can post questions in the Discord whenever. Usually it happens on stream, but if you come up with anything, you just pop them in the questions Discord for the Q&A there. And Nindiddeh, it's been an absolute pleasure interviewing you. Got to learn a lot. I literally had no idea that you had such a long history of speedrunning. I thought you kind of were just a fresh like noob in the community.
Right.
but you've
too.
been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was interesting. I had no idea either, especially like the whole like they used to do tasking, especially at such a young age. I think that's pretty crazy because I know nothing about tasking either, so I would like to understand it more. Um, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So one thing you should take from this is do the hardest strats and
At least intended.
do not be afraid to do them. Or
At least give them a shot. Give them a good old try.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be competitive, to try out hard stuff. And yeah, so tell us, where can we follow you? Twitter, Twitch,
you
stuff
can
like that.
follow me on Twitter. You can follow me at Nindiddeh14, and YouTube and Twitch is both Nindiddeh. So
Nindiddeh14 is Twitter.
yeah, Nindiddeh14 is my Twitter.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I wish you the best. I really hope that you can get back into speedrunning more often. I hope your seizure problem resides somehow, and keep us updated with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find ways to like stop it.
Yeah,
It sounds like you're doing a lot, which is really good.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot to try to stop this. It's crazy. It's been a long journey, actually.
That's good.
I've been having seizures since August, so it's been like freaking 7 months or something.
That's hard. All right. Well, we support you and we want you back, and I'm sure we'll see you back like hardcore someday.
Hopefully, we gotta see it.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you around, and thanks for being a part of this.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching. Appreciate the love. Once again, join. I'm gonna send a Discord and chat. Updates pretty much every day on stuff on the podcast. Our new guests every week. Be sure to join the Discord and follow. And we will see you guys later. Video would be posted on YouTube as usual on my YouTube Cheese05 Speedrunning.
Yep.
Any final words?
It should be up on iTunes and Google Play by tomorrow. End of the day tomorrow.
All right, sick. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye for
Bye.
now. Love you.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.